Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The break was way too long, wasn't it? After 2 hours of not casting anything, here we are, W3Champions Season 14. After having the 2-on-2s and the 1-on-1 in the beginning of the day, we are now back to... I wanted to say guests in the W3Champions Finals, but it's not true. An established format here in the W3Champions Finals is free-for-all, a game mode that's with us for 8 seasons already. Since Season 6, we broadcast the finals of the best FFA players, the best politicians in the game. And this is the second semi-final. This is the game to conclude who's gonna join Neutron, Bobby, and Lilu in the grand final next weekend. Once again, this time the crowdfunding of Matcherino goes for all game modes. We spread the prize money accordingly. So if you want to support the W3Champions Finals, you can do that relatively easy at Matcherino. Look for the W3Champions Season 14 and you'll end up here. $2,525, pretty nice number, but for my taste, not big enough. You can buy profile pictures just like Soulkeeper did, Treco did, etc. Or you can just contribute if you want. You can also fill the side quests on the right hand side, profile pictures as you see. But of course, since this is FFA, I could never do this alone, and we once again have 3 casters here. You probably saw it already on the intro thingy that we had running for like 25 minutes, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in FFA, and the puppet master of the FFA scene is right here with me. rulaZ, how you doing?
Yo, welcome, Neo. I'm fine, bro. How are you?
I'm looking forward to my weekend, which is Monday and Tuesday, kind of, but I'm also very much looking forward to this game, because yesterday was pretty damn amazing already.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I know that you are very busy and have a very heavy schedule, so yeah, we have another new guest, a new old guest, who will support us.
Hi, guys.
Little Tick is back, not playing this season, but rather joins us on the commentary desk. How are you, man? All good?
Of course, every time I don't play and instead just cast, it's much better. Because that's just how FFA works. But yeah, everyone's looking forward to casting back to Warcraft. Everyone wants to do that in the Discord, so I am glad for the chance today.
Man, HighTac yesterday, you today. It's a glorious casters lineup this weekend. rulaZ always preparing something special.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday's game was pretty funny. I saw HighTac came back for one cast. That was nice, but I wouldn't want to be in Sheik's shoes that game.
Oh no,
Must
that
have
was
been a
brutal.
frustrating loss. Yeah.
That was super frustrating, and today he got kicked out of the 2-on-2 tournament as well. This was not a good weekend for Sheik at all.
Yeah, I told you, Starbuck and Kraft, best 2-on-2 team. They will kick the Koreans' asses tomorrow, right?
Okay. Next Saturday is their semifinal. But yeah, 2-on-2 was pretty fun. Yesterday, can you recap real quick for people who did not tune in? What happened yesterday, rulaZ?
So yeah, yesterday we had a new map, the Juggernaut, and we had a game between Sheik, Lelu, Kenny, and Peanut. And yeah, Sheik's plan all the way was to rush out Lelu, which worked at first. Like, everyone but you thought that Lelu was already out. But no, in fact, there was a little bit of help by the orcs who went on Sheik all of a sudden. And this helped Lelu to recover a bit, and from there he got stronger and stronger, and the game got later and later, and that's where Lelu army is pretty much the best. And he showed that, and yeah, qualified for next week's final.
Exactly. We got one more spot in the grand final next Saturday. So who's playing today?
Yeah, so today we have also a very interesting lineup. We have Airenikus as the orc. Like, yeah, I think everyone who's watched a little bit of FFA or played it knows Airenikus. He is a veteran at this game mode, known to be kind of greedy, doing oftentimes a little bit too much hoarding, so a little bit, oftentimes dies to rushes, which is very nice for the other player, who is GodFather. And GodFather met Airenikus, I think, pretty much in every single game he played on stage. And yeah, pretty much every single game he rushed out Airenikus with a Necro Wagon push. So today we have pretty much potential for history repeating, but also for Airenikus to finally fight back or not facing GodFather as his first opponent. And then we have two more players, one of which is Nightwing, aka Eshan. Also doesn't need introduction because he is the FFA god.
Self-proclaimed. Because we all know that the real FFA god is Lelu. Just
Oh, you should. I hope Eshan doesn't hear that. That's gonna hit hard.
So yeah, I'm curious which race he's gonna play today. Map is Frozen Marshlands, which is I think good for Undead and Orc usually, but Undead pretty much Eshan's worst race. So I expect him to maybe go for Orc, but we will see. And then the last player we have here is SaysO. It's always very hard for him to show up at these matches, but I think yesterday he went to bed at 10 p.m. his time, so he went to bed early in order to get up today at 6 o'clock or like 5:50 in the morning for him to show up to this game, and that's pretty amazing. We will see how he's doing today, and I'm excited.
On a Monday morning, no less, because New Zealand is, of course, a few hours ahead. It's a Monday morning for him. Little Tick, who's your favorite here today?
Well, I think in this cast I would prefer Eshan to win, because GodFather and Iron, they definitely have beef, as rulaZ said, which hurts both players ultimately in the end. So as long as Eshan stays on top and doesn't get out first and makes it to the freeway, I would say he's the favorite, especially if he plays Orc, which is, I think, his strongest race still.
So last time we had SaysO on in the semifinal, it was a 4-hour game and nothing happened for 3 hours of those 4 hours. How likely is that to repeat today?
I wouldn't say very likely, because Frozen Marshlands it's a classic 4-player map. I think it's one of the best 4-player maps because it's quite fast-paced. Everyone gets a fast expansion so they can fight straight away, and there's not much places to hide there, so hopefully it won't be longer than 2 hours. Rarely I have seen a game go over 2 hours there.
Nice. We get home early today then. So why is there beef between GodFather and Airenikus? Is that just something that happened on the maps, or is there something outside? Is there drama?
No, I think it's just from the games. It's just GodFather is very nice outside of games, but in games he can be very quick-tempered.
Yeah, I heard about that. I also met him in real life at the LAN event. He was quite pleasant in Discords, and in-game, not so much.
But yeah, I don't know, maybe he got older, but lately I feel like he settled down a bit. We'll see if I'm proven wrong or not, but he even organized a very nice FFA Cup recently, the real deal, which Sheik won, which was very nice because there was solo players playing as well, and the final was on big 8-way FFA map. So he's quite involved lately.
Very good, very good. How are his chances to actually win? Because whenever I see GodFather, he's trying to rush someone out, but that's not a winning strategy per se, right?
Yeah, well, the problem with Necrowagon is the first player you hit, he has absolutely no chance to defend if you do it well in FFA. But the thing is, it's so slow and you can't really transition out of it fast enough. So you often get stranded and you can die really randomly at any point because it's incredibly slow army, and if you get caught out in a bad place, you lose everything. You have no gold because you were rushing. So yeah, I don't think it's optimal for winning, but we'll see. I don't think his chances are very high if he goes for this standard Necrowagon play.
I think the odds are pretty high. Currently, by the way, the situation is we're waiting for SaysO, as we said, 5 or 6 a.m. for him. Maybe the shower takes a little longer, but he should be there any second. And
Yeah, by the way,
what
my
else there?
situation at the moment is that pizza delivery was a little bit late, so I'm currently rushing to get some nutrients in. So yeah, if you could continue, it would be great for me at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. Little Tick, we had a patch recently. How does that involve your play and the FFA play in general? Is there any development?
Well, I think that's not a great question to ask me because, you know, I have played about 10 FFA games in the last month, maybe even less. So I'm not sure, but let me actually open that up. I mean, the mirror images that was already there, right?
Yes, it was already there.
Yeah, but that's still resonating in FFA. I think that's one of the biggest changes in the last few years because almost every org now goes Blade Master. The Dark Ranger, that was quite a rare sight from Peanut actually yesterday. Mostly it's just Blade Master and sometimes completely skipping Windwalk. And just it's so amazing for creeping and for fighting small air, and especially in the late game, it's great to have that endless scouting, which is completely free. And cannot even lame buildings, which Orc always struggled with before.
All right.
But I don't think the last patch, I don't think it was that significant then, because it wasn't the big one. But let me actually search it up. And
yeah, I think Immolation is a little weaker. I think the Arcane Towers are a little stronger.
Oh, that doesn't sound like changes that are absolutely huge, because Immolation is still, I haven't seen it being used still very much, because maybe Demon Hunter is not even used a lot these days. Usually elves go for Panda, Priestess, Keeper, or Tinker, Panda, Keeper, or something like that. So I don't think that's a huge change. And Arcane Tower probably is a nice change, but nothing heartbreaking, or, you know, humans always will build them anyway, so didn't really change the approach.
Yeah, I think pretty much the same as you. There's a couple of changes with the items, so you get some rings earlier, but I guess on most FFA maps there's a marketplace anyway, and it doesn't influence you too much either.
Yeah, definitely. These small items, they practically don't matter at all. So.
Yeah, exactly. You sell them and get bigger ones. Should all be fine. So no changes, no reason to cry here in FFA for now, at least.
Yeah, I find the Robe of the Archmage quite interesting for FFA because I'm still not quite sure whether it's good or bad. Because Crown of Kings is obviously an amazing item, but the Robe of the Archmage, I think it's kind of in the middle. Like it gives like +3/+3/+3. So that this is 9 stats.
Oh, I think that seems quite good. If there's a map where you can get that and not crowns, I think it's not a bad item.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about, like, you have to compare it with like Helm of Valor and stuff, which give like just 10 overall stats to the attributes you want. So
that's true.
I think this is still a little bit better. So yeah, I think I haven't seen heavy usage or heavy purchasing of this new item, but I still think it can be kind of good, like on especially heroes like Alchemist or Dreadlord.
Yeah, these ones that need all stats, because if you have a Blade Master or, I don't know, Demon Hunter, they're practically, Helm of Valor is almost the Crown of Kings for them, so they don't really need the intelligence, whereas some heroes like Dreadlord that need to sleep, they could appreciate +3 to all stats.
Yeah, I think the Arcane Tower buff is nice because it makes human a bit more resistant against these Tinker Panda heresies.
Of course, like a human player would say that.
maybe it's gonna take away 1 rocket or 1 breath before they have to stuff back.
What I think from the previous patch, a huge change for me was actually the blacksmith decreasing in lumber cost. That actually matters. I feel like it's really cool because it makes other builds possible. It makes rifles easier in FFA, and it's just much smoother, and it allows you some leniency with your starting peasants as well. I think that was quite significant for me personally.
Yeah, I think so too. Like lumber is a big issue in FFA, especially for human and orc. And yeah, so also if you want to go double blacksmith, it can be good for upgrades, for example. It's 40 lumber, which is nice. So all these small things, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Then other 2 huge changes that maybe you talked about in the past, but definitely the Thorns are above. That's so huge. Especially against the Undead matchup, which I would agree with Leilu that was a broken matchup. The Undead had super winning matchup against Elf, but now it's kind of turned on its head. With the Thorns Aura, Gargs just die so fast.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. And yeah, pretty much everyone says that now Elf is favored versus Undead. And I think Undead might even be the weakest race in FFA now, because it has now a losing matchup against Elf. Also, I think against Human they are slightly unfavored. And then versus Orc, we know that Quest has always been complaining. Not Human player, what?
Well, I think definitely against Orc, they're definitely not favored. But I would say it's pretty arguable against Human and Elf, because Undead still can kite, that's their strength. So, and if you have Keeper that has Entangle, good Undead will always have a Destroyer anyway, and they can still kite you. They're only weak if you hit them in their base, I think, with a massive force. But against Human, I think it's pretty 50-50. I think that's a pretty fair matchup, actually. Used to complain about it, but it's quite playable.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, SaysO plays random a lot, and so I think it's always good to hear his opinion, because he sees the matchups from both sides.
Yeah.
And he says like he's not losing anymore against Night Elf, against Undead as Night Elf. But yeah, I guess you have to go Tinker, Panda, Keeper, so. And because as soon as you switch up Tinker or Panda, your matchup against Undead gets way worse. Or
definitely.
One of these three heroes even. Okay, so we have now SaysO in the game. That's good, but his ping is not good.
His ping is absolutely not good. Looks like he's at the airport or something. Just to make sure, is this chat or no chat? Or are we voting?
Nope, it's gonna be with chat. Like the entire final will be played with chat.
Very good. In my opinion, very good if they watch their language a little bit, which they should, I guess. SaysO coming into this with the account, you idiot noob, and I think that hits the flavor of FFA very well.
Especially if you're losing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we fiddle with SaysO's technical problems. Internet connection needs a coffee as well. In the meantime, thank you, Lego Fan PM, for the 10-month resub. Thank you for all the content. My pleasure. We're gonna be here for a few hours watching some FFA, and then tomorrow, I don't even know. Do we have FFA tomorrow? We said yeah, right?
Tomorrow, yeah, I'm not sure yet. Like Gradient, the reigning champ, can't really play, and so far only signups from last week. So I would be fine if we skip tomorrow.
I wouldn't complain either, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, then we do that. So all the more reason to stay here and witness some FFA action. In the meantime, while SaysO is still fiddling with his ping, if you're curious what FFA is all about, all the information is provided at ffamasters.net. They don't have time zones or clocks, but they have all the information that you need. We'll come back to this at the end of the broadcast. Of course, there's a link to the Discord server where you find where you find a community that is very, very active. There's also a mini guide on how to play FFA, and if you click on FFA guide, there's an extensive big guide with 90 pages that you can take to bed or read on your phone and learn everything there is about FFA, and then join the ladder on W3Champions.
And if I can add to that, the ladder, the FFA ladder on W3Champions is actually really lively now, and I strongly encourage everyone who is considering playing to go there, because these days we are even getting games without any known FFA players in them. rulaZ, every time that happens, he comes to Discord and posts a screenshot.
Like,
or
there's a
non-FFA
unicorn in the forest. Yeah.
So one big plus is you make rulaZ happy, and also you get to try out against players that will not completely demolish you with backstabbing and stuff. So that's good.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the development in the past 4 months. I think we said here in January, kind of sad about the development that everybody is going back to Battle.net, but we all know that Battle.net kind of still sucks, unfortunately. It doesn't really track your wins. War3Champions does, and you find games immediately. So play on War3Champions, everybody.
Definitely. And the game quality is uncomparable as well. It's so much more competitive on War3Champions.
As we saw recently in the semifinals, in the weeklies every Monday at 8 p.m. And now we're getting very close to starting the game. SaysO is just confirming if Eshan is going random or not. But we don't have an answer yet.
Hope he didn't go away.
Yeah, he said before that he's hungover, so maybe
okay,
busy.
Don't trust that. Don't trust that.
Never. I would never trust Eshan with anything.
Wow, we seem to get all 4 races.
Yeah, really nice.
Have I seen Eshan's human? Is it good?
Yeah, it's quite good. I would say.
I think he is the worst opening possible in terms of efficiency, resource efficiency, but he is, as always, in the late game extremely good. Like when it comes to mass TP, like he is very, very skilled.
And obviously army control in big fights, decent.
Yeah, army control, army composition, which is super important as human.
All right, we hit the button, everybody. We're getting there. Second semifinal, one last spot for the big FFA Grand Final next Saturday. SaysO versus GodFather versus Eshan versus Airenikus. The winner joins Neutron, Bobby OG, and luluZ.
And wow, GodFather and Airenikus spawning cross map. So this could be fun cross map Necrowagon push.
Like seriously, he's really doing that?
No.
Okay. All right, so we got all 4 races represented, as you said. We have chat enabled, and we have a blood feud between GodFather and Airenikus. It is GodFather in the upper left-hand side. We got SaysO with Night Elf on the upper right-hand side. Orc player Airenikus as always, or almost always, and Eshan with the rare side playing human.
Yeah, and as you can see, Eshan is always going for this lumber mill first into late Archmage into rifles. Like this is his most played style. And I think it's just not too efficient because you have a late hero and you have therefore a late expansion, which a fast expansion is pretty much the biggest advantage of human to the other races. So I don't really like it. But
well,
as I said, in the late game, very strong. Yeah.
I think he might not be adding barracks early though, because this map is special with the free gold mine, so he might just be getting lumber mill for the fast wood income. Who knows?
Yeah, we will see what he's going for.
But I agree, definitely you should go footman. If you go early lumber mill, never go rifles. Its whole aim is to have fast tech and expo. So.
But yeah, as we know by now, this map is kind of special in that it has an expansion that is for free. And yeah, now with the early lumber mill, wow, he's even getting the improved lumber harvesting already. So pretty eco-heavy build by Eshan here, which is of course fine in FFA because there shouldn't be too many tier 1 rushes. GodFather, pretty much the only undead these days, it seems, that doesn't go for the quest build, which is Necropolis script first into fast tech.
Well, yesterday we've seen a Fiend build.
Exactly, but this was also a special strategy targeted on killing luluZ early. But yeah, more like a solo build order, I guess. I'm not too familiar with these.
I think just
for undead.
mass ghouls again for lumber, I think. That's what it is about. Although one ghoul is AFK. So.
And then we have top right SaysO as Night Elf. Like he plays random all the time if he's playing ladder, and then pretty much always picking race for the show matches. And I think that his Night Elf is his strongest race. He says that his undead is his weakest race, which is kinda ironic as he is an undead solo player. But yeah, he thinks that undead in FFA is just not for him. And yeah, I think his elf is very, very good and got that confirmed even by Neutron, who said it's amazing. Like his builds look like an FFA Night Elf player. They are very, very optimized. and also his army compositions. So yeah, I'm really excited to see him playing Night Elf. And as a human player and having a human player as a co-caster, I'm of course very happy that we have a human player. And Airenikus, I think, also doesn't need too much introduction, but he's skipping the barracks, so that's rarely seen, I think. What do you think, Liltic?
I think rarely, but again, this map, it's the standard, because not many times can the orc get a free expo, not on many maps. So usually he needs some units to creep, but he doesn't really want to creep much. He will wait for Shadowhunter and the TC and just creep all at once, then you can get free very easily on this map, which is much stronger than, let's say, 5-1 heroes in fights. But he's just going for the small spots, which the Blade Master can handle alone in the meantime. Eshan only now going for the first hero, so he's definitely going to be powering 3 heroes at once. Pretty nice build. If you don't get attacked, that is. If you get attacked, the game's over for you. But like this, it's nice for him.
All right, solid opening, I'd say. Curious to not see mirror image first on Airenikus.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would definitely go for mirror image, especially going for these small camps. You can take very little damage on your blade, but maybe he just wants to move around fast, or he's planning to just reskill later on. Who knows? He's just stealing the shredder from the middle, which is a good move, obviously. Although there's 4 lives on this map, so it's actually not as crucial to be there first. You can get it a bit later. But
yeah, shredder time it is. Eshan gets one. That looks fine. SaysO gets one as well. So everybody should be more or less safe. I don't see one for GodFather, but with ghouls it's not that important, maybe?
Yeah, he has enough wood as it is. But I'm sure he will get one.
Yeah. Just a little bit later then. Should be all evened out. Techs are running at the moment. A lot of PvE, a lot of creeping. And there's the question already across map. Yeah, okay. So that should be a side of relief for Airenikus for sure.
Sure. I'm curious that the GodFather didn't try to creep this. I mean, with the Shredder normal damage and the ghouls, that camp seemed pretty easy, but maybe he just didn't feel like it. I don't know. And it's about time that the players are going for their second expos. Eshan and SaysO and GodFather soon, I assume. Iren, as an orc, you have always a slower start. That's the biggest downside of orc in FFA. But I'm sure he will get it eventually.
Are you going for a tiny Great Hall then on tier 3, or is it just a normal? It's just a normal one, right?
I think he's going for tiny, because he's almost done with Fortress, if you can look.
Yeah.
So then, I think on most maps it's even quite standard to go for your first expansion as a tiny Great Hall, but on this it's a bit special. Yeah, that's because Orc really wants to take fast and get the heroes out, but he's so vulnerable in the early.
We see Eshan with Griffin Aviary. Is that normal?
Yeah, that's
okay.
For this build is very standard for this fast lumber mill. That's actually quite the usual.
SaysO losing the panda on the right hand side. That's unfortunate.
There's one FFA player.
Yeah. That's really odd because you have Tinker Panda. That's one of the best creeping combos, but you know, he's looking at his eco. So it can happen. It happens to all of us.
Oh yeah, I lost 2 heroes once at a creep camp, and I will not make fun of that at all. Also SaysO, the one with the highest ping in the game, so the panda should be back no time.
That's true. It's not easy playing on 250.
That's the
I don't know how he can. Yeah.
I mean, he's probably used to it. He's playing for, I don't know, 15, 17 years or something. But yeah, certainly not easy in comparison.
It's just crazy to me because he's actually winning a fair bit of his games, so that's the impressive thing about it, because with this ping...
Oh, we have an engagement.
Okay.
Eshan and GodFather. Oh my god. If you're a little sensitive towards chat, please block the left-hand side of the screen. Just a personal service announcement here.
Eshan should be okay because he's already got Griffins coming and Web is not researched yet, although it's being researched now, but these wolves will melt insanely fast, so with a bit of help from the peasants...
the worst stage of the game for Eshan, like he is the weakest in these early fights.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I'm not sure, like GodFather is still a very high MMR solo player, and yeah, he's going for his trademark. Not really Necro Wagon, so far only Necros, right? Necro Fiends.
Yeah, there was no time yet to get Necro Wagon running, but
yeah, and look at his
coming.
script. Like he has 3 Fiends queued, so yeah, maybe he should have gone for another one.
A beautiful clap though, first level clap actually on the MK.
But now Scroll of the Beast is of course huge in these tiny engagements.
Yeah, the problem is that Griffins just fall so fast. This army is amazing. Against human, it's maybe even the best of all races, so...
Yeah, I guess he should go for Night Breaker now.
Yeah, but of course you still need a few Griffins because you need to snipe the wagons and skeletons.
Yeah, and you also need
so
some
tricky
dispel.
to fight. Yeah, you can't get it all at this point. He doesn't have lumber for it, so... He's actually got the Dispel on Priests research soon, so at least he's got that, but it will be really tough. And now losing... He's going to come out crippled even if he survived.
Exactly, like he's level 2, level 1, and that's because of his early tech, late first hero. So clearly this build is not designed to go for a quick fight.
And the Griffins, they are dying, and that's a big problem. Without them, you don't have the damage output. Although there's a few more in the making, but he's also food blocked. It's like everything is falling apart for him. Just... And the first wagon's already here. I don't know if it
now he has 4 Griffins. Maybe that's a little bit of a sweet spot.
Yeah.
And now the Necros are out of mana and there's no statue. Okay, there are 2 new Necros out.
Yeah, that was quite good now. Should be fine, I guess. Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh,
yeah, we said it. Like this early Necro wagon push is really, really hard to hold. But yeah, Eshan is doing a great job, I think, here for what he's got.
I think his eco build definitely helped him in this, because with a normal build you wouldn't have the Griffins ready in time for this, but like this he actually benefits from that. But still, we'll see how this develops. Now the statue is there for the support. Would like to see the Dreadlord coming. I don't know where... Oh, he's not even tier 3 GodFather. Forgot to click it. He has resources for it, so I think that's definitely not great for him. And SaysO, obviously, true FFA player, uses this moment to steal the important middle expo at the top, which will be uncontested for most of the game, I guess. And Iron also grabbing the bottom one, so these players are content to just sit and hoard.
Yeah, like usually in GodFather's shoes you want to rush to the right side, but I think he already told me that he's doing the opposite because it's shorter. And he's on only 1 expansion anyway, so he's not interested in fighting for this middle expansion.
His goal is, of course, taking the humans expo for himself. That's what he's playing for. And SaysO gets the middle creep cam as well, which is huge because you get a Watcher Ward and a big item. Great.
Yeah, and he's not investing a lot of units. Ah, okay, he still broke upkeep, so there is...
Yeah. They both actually broke, even Iron broke. So.
Oh, okay, Iron as well.
Maybe they will fight, but...
Oh, there's the Blade Master in position to steal the Watcher Ward and the item. Wow, he even got the last hit.
Oh, that's amazing to have the Ward.
Wow, he got everything. He got the last hit, the Pendant of Mana, plus the Watcher Ward. That's great for him. And yeah, I think Eshan is now on his last...
And this is a move that will provoke a war, definitely. You know that the elf will go on you after you did this, so we'll see how that ends. The elf still amazing levels from the creeping. We'll have 5 for free, which is amazing again. So still a good chance to win a fight against the orc.
Yeah, and we can see these early rushes, what they are doing for you. Like, he is now on 55 supply, second expo not even up, while others have 3 expansions and even higher hero levels.
Yeah.
Better items.
And there's even still a small chance that Eshan holds, because still there's no third hero, but I guess he gave up internally now. He still has some gold he could use for Knights, Breakers, Priests.
And I can see the grin on Aaron's face now if he reads this stats in the group push.
Yeah.
Look at this immediately.
But yeah, great game so far, because Frozen Marshlands, the action is on from minute 10, practically.
Exactly, and the
Thanks to
action
fast start.
action continues on the right-hand side. Hippos versus bats detonating. Boop. Oh my god, that connection is huge. All the hippos gone. So the Wyvern can actually take the fight.
Nice supply shift, but SaysO still in high upkeep because he's just repumping. And Aaron went on him on 80 supply, so he's not going to be able to do significant damage, I would say. But yeah, let's see.
The Blade Master is hitting pretty hard. Nice items already. Nice early items picked up. The Tinker will have to be staffed soon.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, or even TP as we see.
Yeah, Staff was on cooldown, so a Stomp here.
Good momentum from the Orc so far.
Yep.
SaysO also misrallying.
Yeah, if you lose the chance, that's huge, absolutely. If he gets hurt, he cannot be staffed. Oh, that's huge. Now level 3 TC, level 4 SH. Some big level ups. Eshan is crying, but he's crying into the void. No one's gonna help.
Yeah, okay. It's also a nice response.
Yeah,
And yeah, we have SaysO on
busy.
200 gold, by the way, versus Aaron on 4.7k, and this is only 20 supply difference, so definitely the economy game goes to Aaron. And yeah, this means he has a lot of bets to trade into air units, so great spot here for Aaron.
And GodFather finally grabbing his second natural expansion, at least. So at least he's not completely broke.
Yeah, but he's still way too slow, right? Like, as
Yeah,
soon
of
as he
course.
took out the first expansion of Eshan, he should already be making his own.
And I still don't see his third hero. Maybe it's... I don't see it
Nope,
being
he
made
didn't
or...
build it yet.
Yeah.
He arrived at tier 3, so he should be going for it soon, but not yet, just pure army.
Yeah, maybe you could even possess a worker of Eshan and go for Mountain King start or something.
Oh, that would be so sick. We have another fight on the right-hand side. SaysO suffering continues for now. Shadowhunter in trouble though, but so
Panda!
dead again. Crit. Oh my god, this Blade Master.
Wow, and
Oh
Tinker
no.
might be next to the menu. Oh, but the Shadowhunter dies.
Very nice rockets there. Almost killing the Blade Master as well, but lucky for Aaron that survives and
Tinker is
kills the
also down.
Tinker, yeah. Still a great fight for the Orc. Definitely would prefer to be in his shoes now. Although some casters will get picked up, but that's not too huge.
He's on 50 supply now, like,
Yeah.
I don't think he will stay there.
But it would be perfect time to piece for him.
Yeah, that's true.
If SaysO accepts though, which I'm not sure of. Yeah, these 2 hero kills were pretty lucky for Aaron because he was on the verge of losing all 3 heroes to these rockets. And he offers peace, which is very smart on 43 supply.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Eshan, of course, wants help, but I don't think, as HighTac always says, you never help a player that's dead in 4-way, because mathematically you just have better chances when there's 3 players than when there's 4.
Exactly, yeah. It's always gonna be enough if needed to go 2-on-1 on a player,
exactly.
especially this early, and if you know that the other guy got rushed, so you know that the other guy is not too dominant.
Yeah. If it's not like one guy has 20k and 555 and the other guys have 3k and 333, then it's always teamable.
Yeah.
2v1. The
Yeah,
castle will fall.
They will figure out that the Dreadlord is super low level for probably the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So it's not a threat either.
And that's a problem as well. That's really annoying because you're never gonna get him to level 5 with this kind of small map. Or maybe sometimes in the late game, but he's never gonna reach ultimate in a realistic scenario, so that hurts.
Yeah, right.
Always...
Especially for undead, you always want to have pretty much
Yeah.
equal hero level
Yeah,
distribution because the Dreadlord ultimate is just too important. And the DK levels are not too important once he reaches level 5.
Yeah. After that, it's just a big creep with coil anyway.
Oh, Mountain King for Eshan also falling level 6 pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, one of the advantages if you are rushing is that you get level 6 first most of the time. But yeah, for Undead, it doesn't really make a difference. For Human, it can be nice because you have Mastery, but yeah, not really too relevant for Undead. You rather would have a level 4 Dreadlord now instead.
And another thing is, these level of 1/3 heroes, they will get focused all the time. It's so painful because you're gonna lose it every fight, almost, if you're not careful.
Yeah, it's often seen that a player has like level 8, level 7, and then level 2 or level 3 heroes if he makes it too late and never gets it going.
Eshan's last option is to just chat, but not.
Ooh, but SaysO is on 100 supply, and yeah, that's again very greedy by Airenikus. Like we said it so often. Like he comes out at the best spot after the initial fighting, and then just gets a little bit too greedy. And yeah, now he's low on lumber, and it's gonna be hard to defend this 100 army. But he's doing a good job in intercepting these units here.
He will be okay, I think, because the heroes are going to be strong right now. The Tinker is not level 6 yet. You can force him back like this, even kill him with a hex maybe.
Yeah,
never mind. Yeah, and that's defended for you right now. Pretty good. Now he definitely has to get lumber though, you're right on that, but he's got Shredder.
Yeah.
As soon as he has 1,000, he's okay and he can pump units.
And SaysO is now on like high upkeep for 2 to 3 minutes already. He's doing it smartly, like he stops mining completely. Like you can see all his expansions are not mining at the moment. So he wants to go back to low upkeep at least to continue mining. But yeah, this will leave him at 260 gold.
And I wondered if Eshan has any workers left, and he has. He's building a hall at SaysO. But SaysO actually not interested to have him, just goes for him. So now if like the other players, they actually go for you, if you just build near, there's no chance for you to survive long term.
Yeah, and now GodFather is stuck on 5 wagons, which is not really helpful against most later game armies and heroes, because the AoE is just so good. And the army is so slow moving over the map.
SaysO hitting again, and the Tinker is close to level 6 now. And another thing, that's quite a shame, he doesn't have Thorns or Wrath on the Keeper. Against Blademaster, I feel like that's a good thing to have. Blademaster can very easily kill himself with some crits.
Interesting, I haven't thought about this.
Yeah, I've seen it loads of times.
Okay, now we have the Bats flank. Let's see how you do against the Chimeras. Yeah, actually doing nicely, especially with the gold advantage.
Beautiful.
Entire army is getting down, and Warc heroes are getting very high as well.
But again, Aaron has no lumber. If SaysO manages to hold on to this push and destroy some production buildings, Aaron could be in real trouble.
The casters with it.
Yeah, that's a pain.
2 and has a lot of red ones, and yeah, the AoE of the elf is known to be very, very strong. So Aaron has to be careful to not fall apart too much here.
Again, going for the Tinker focus, which is just smart because you really want some breathing room to get your lumber. So hero focus is a good thing now.
Yeah, and we can see SaysO is now dropping to low upkeep again and immediately started mining everywhere. So very nice macro for him. And one bat with 12 HP is kind of annoying here, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And Eshan still has a peasant. I thought he lost all of them, but he has 2 at the top. So actually, I thought he must have some in a Zeppelin or something.
Yeah, he has 5 in total, so some of them might be in a Zeppelin.
Oh, he's even building his old main. Look at that. That's quite smart because it might be actually unnoticed for a while. Although, as I say that, the army of the damned is marching.
Was I about to say, like, is GodFather in this call? Can we check? That was sweet timing. If he checks the left.
And yeah, there were still some creeps on the map, so the Dreadlord got some nice XP.
He didn't check it.
Lucky for Eshan, because if he mines 3k, there's still a tiny chance for him. You never know what can happen in the very late game, but if he loses this, there's no chance.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried of his hero levels, of course, but yeah, we will see.
You can always smoke them up.
But you need like a sorceress, right?
Yeah, I guess. But now it's looking like he's teasing us, GodFather. Now he must see it.
Yeah. And he got the wagons and it just finished.
He's
Oh, that's
dancing
the worst
around.
timing now.
Eshan trying to call him by his name.
Yes.
Mercy.
As friendly of an Eshan you ever will see.
And he actually accepts.
Wow, this makes not really sense, but maybe he wants to avoid other side to peace. Because maybe they are lacking information, but yeah, we will have a big fight here, by the way.
Alright, let's see if we can focus the Tinker again before it reaches level 6. He's 100 XP away. Hex. Late Master not attacking though.
He's dominating this fight. He doesn't even need to focus the heroes.
Wow.
Because he killed all the Knight of Army actually.
Oh my god.
SaysO is taking a beating this game so far.
Yeah. Obliterated in this fight. Killed almost nothing. Eren on 93. Didn't even have to use the bats. I guess there was nothing to use them on, but...
And that's now level 6 and almost 5-5, so wow, great for Orc.
Yeah, if Eren somehow manages to take SaysO out in one attack, he's got a free win for himself practically.
Yeah, and that's always the interesting thing in FFA now. Now SaysO is on 46 supply, so he can decide whether to use his gold to go to 80 or be greedy and stay at 50, which was opting to do, but now he sees that it's backfiring and he has to produce. But now it's already costing him at least one expansion.
And the thing is, for most races, Tinker Panda laming you is a nightmare, and you don't want to finish their main base to get lamed forever, but Orc can actually handle it. One of the few races that's equipped to deal with it, thanks to the Orb of Lightning and Ensnare, you can actually manage to disable the Tinker and take no damage, and you can see it with Sentry Wards. This elf combo has no reveal of invisible units, so you can always see him. So there's no downside for going to SaysO. Or on SaysO.
Yeah, and now GodFather ready to spend his money on, like he was on 4k. Okay, I guess he built some towers, maybe some upgrades and more infrastructure.
Yeah. Just building his base.
Yeah, he built some boneyards, so worms soon. Connecting again. Dude, these bats detonates look pretty good this entire game. Not perfect now, but yeah,
as long as you're ahead in economy, you're trading okay, because you trade gold for experience, which is nice.
And for your opponent's gold as well. So could be a good Blade Storm time here.
Yeah, big AoE, but the Shadowhunters with level 3 heal wave and 700 mana, it's just very nice.
And the Wisps, the last attempt, will try to detonate the mana, I guess, but for now they're just standing there. Maybe they just came from the expired gold mine, I don't know. The Tinker you can't staff him in your main base, so big danger here.
Yeah, we have the Windwalk now. Really,
honestly,
handy here.
Tactically, he should take the loss here, forfeit his main base, and try to go with GodFather, because there's no chance for him in this fight.
And GodFather just coming in here.
Yeah. We'll lose another giant.
Ouch.
Blademaster is chasing, but he's
moving towards Airenikus, by the way.
Yeah. But the Blademaster, he has Fairy Fire on him, so he's forced to use Invul, but there it is. One hero, maybe two, no, just one, but he's gonna pick up that Keeper in the main base if he's paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely is.
It's gonna be a Hex and gonna be a Dead Keeper, and that's almost level 6 Shadowhunter. No, it's already level 6.
Damn.
SaysO's...
Yeah, go ahead. No, you say way smartest thing than I do.
Oh, GodFather is attacking Eren, by the way, but SaysO is making a critical mistake of pumping units here. Could take a page of Leilu's book and just stop, because he has no gold, so... Although Eren now will get attacked, so of course that might save SaysO at this point.
He doesn't have a TP.
Oh
my
no.
god, he just had to get it. Is it in time?
That's pretty painful to lose a fortress.
Wow, yes.
And we did get that wagon rush after, well, that wagon attack after all, just a little later than usual.
I would like to say these Orc heroes should have no problem clearing all of that. But
Yeah, like
he's
Windwalk,
hesitating.
Bladestorm in the back, I think should be fine. Then we have Torrents, we have Storm and Wave, so I think he should be fine, yeah.
The Dreadlord only level
Needs
3
good
as we
Bladestorm
said.
here now, and yeah, he does perfect Bladestorm
Beautiful
here.
one.
Sweet damage. This Blade Master is carrying this game so far.
And this should feel amazing for Aaron if he holds finally, even if it's not pretty much the same as always, but yeah.
Oh, Blade in
Be careful
trouble.
with the blade.
Yeah, but he's looking very nicely.
But now without the wagons, there's not much damage output against the casters.
Exactly, and there's a lot of mana. Oh, there
PC
was
is
a
level
beast.
6, he can just send him to the front to tank
Yeah.
all damage and have 3 mana after that.
Yeah, a little bit low on mana Aaron, of course, because he was just fighting SaysO, and now SaysO also attacking the middle of Aaron, by the way.
Yeah, the DC will respawn, so that's okay. Yeah, GodFather kind of smart at TPing, because the longer this would go for, the more likely his heroes would be to just die.
Yeah, and that's an interesting spot now also for SaysO. Like, as you said, he is now broke because he decided to build an army
Yeah.
when he could already stay on 50, unlike before, where he stayed on 50 when he couldn't.
But
So
at
yeah,
least he has that 10k mine, which is relatively safe, because it's next to GodFather, who is friendly to him, so... Yeah,
Yeah,
GodFather
exactly.
made a
So-
good move here.
Yeah, but still Aaron in a very good spot. Like, if he can get his tech back, he's on 5k gold, and Eshan on the other side, he did mine his entire main.
Yeah.
He's now taking on 2.4k gold, so I guess he's trying to get some gyros. But I'm not sure, like, did he ever get the gyro bombs? I would say certainly not.
No, he didn't even get the workshop, I think.
Yeah.
So, but at least he should get the sorceresses for this late game.
True.
2 sorceresses with invis have immense value for you if you're low on gold.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tricky against Orc.
And now
20 wards.
Eshan demands this mine from Iron.
Yeah, sure.
You can imagine how that will go. No bargaining power for him. But yeah, that attack was smart as hell from GodFather, because even though he fought quite evenly, he damaged the Orc, who was totally winning at that point, and if he, let's say so, die, he would have almost no chance, I would say, against that high-level Orc in a
Yeah, I
1v1.
totally agree.
So that was smart, well scouted from him. SaysO really no gold. He ticks up so slowly, how he's on 80.
A player's forces are under
How much gold is still left for him? Like 15,000? If he's left alone now, there might be a chance.
Yeah, with the tax, of course, he will get some 11k from it if he's untouched, but I doubt that will happen. The giants look cool with the frozen trees. I never saw that.
Oh,
actually,
true.
with the mushrooms.
SaysO
Oh,
definitely
nice.
getting the style points, but so far Airenikus is getting the damage points. Town portal into a blade storm.
Oh.
Uh-oh! Ouch, that hurt.
Lucky for him that he didn't TP 2 seconds sooner.
Yeah.
2 wives getting caught though. That's a lot of gold.
Alright, SaysO and Eshan get some time.
Oh, and now he's gonna get attacked from the other side. Now it's actually turning worse and worse for Iron.
Yeah, because his casters are lacking here behind, and he's chatting.
Yeah.
Only now realizing. And yeah, GodFather I think is gonna chase it. Will he see them? Oh, I think he barely missed them. And now SaysO 80 versus 68.
Eshan trying smartly. This is his chance to get in a freeway where he has some chance. He will always encourage take
Yeah,
one
but
out.
now everyone is going on Eshan. Like GodFather said, he is useless. Let's kill him.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he wants to prevent late game freeway with Eshan. That's Leilu's optimal tactic, kill Eshan. He always says that.
Yeah, this fight is gonna be interesting. The Shade is gonna be the referee here.
Alright, let's see if SaysO stands a chance this time. Panda under attack, getting clobbered down. Oh my, out of the fight, but finally we have a Robo-Tinker. That helps to a degree. Lots of damage done to the back line, but heal wards should be able to support this. Not against the rockets though, mass murder.
Yeah. Yeah, finally revenge for SaysO, it looks like.
When it counts most. Keeper, Hex, dead by a 300 crit.
And I can't help but imagine how the fight would have looked with Thorns Aura, because you had some trans hitting to mirror images, which does nothing. So instead of Thorns being applied on Blade, DC, Thorns, I don't know. Seems like a thing that you should do at this point. It's tough to realize when you're under pressure the whole game. GodFather, chill.
There's
He's
two farms left. I think no Town Hall, so he's revealed for a bit.
Yeah, and he even teched the Town Hall, so all that investment going down the drain. No chance for Sorks. Yeah, not great for him. He really needed free time to be basically untouched the whole time until the freeway would be there.
Under attack.
Alright, so Eshan's still in a bad spot. About to lose, I guess, if GodFather wants to and finds him. And he does. SaysO is mining a lot now. He's back to high upkeep. And SaysO is Eshan is revealed. That's just a sign for GodFather, I guess, to go exactly where Eshan's at and knock him out.
Yeah, and it's hard to hide on this map. Really hard. There's not many spots that are hard to reach. Well, there's none, in fact.
Under attack.
Yeah, now he killed GodFather's Garg, so... yeah, his caster will die. Still has Staff on MK, but I think one hero is definitely dropping here. GodFather is faster with the aura.
And slow. Well, there's Staff.
Just has to chase for a while, and then he's got that Paladin down. Can't even buy a TP because there's no hall to TP to.
Oh, true. I always forget about that.
The Potion of Invis classic gets revealed though.
Sad, sad, sad game for Eshan. Feels like more often than not in these W3Champions finals, it's not Eshan's day.
Yeah, I mean it's really almost impossible to defend Necro Push as human, but he was pretty close. It was looking quite unsure if GodFather will finish him, but yeah, maybe he is hungover as he says. You can never know.
Yeah, with him you can never know. But GodFather leaves him alive at least, not killing the villain.
In order to get more XP, I guess, from his heroes.
Leaving buildings life, but killing every hero he finds. But you can see Eshan, this is very typical to him. Very how do you say it, perseverant player? I don't know. Just stays in. Most people would just quit this, but he still believes there's a chance to win. So we'll see. But that's a good trade, by the way, because it creates games without free wins normally. But I would say, yeah.
SaysO killed his Zeppelin as well on the right-hand side, so I think SaysO wants him out as well. And yep, these peasants die.
Yeah, now again we see the problem of the late hero for GodFather. He's like 6.5 Dreadlord, 5.5 Lich, but only level close to 4 Dreadlord, which is the most important to get to 6. And yeah, all the other heroes are already at very high levels, so it's gonna be hard to keep this Dreadlord alive and ever get to the Infernal stage.
We'll need some nice hero kills for that, if he wants to reach that. Another town hall being found in the middle. I'm surprised Eshan still has peasants. I don't know how he kept so many alive to this point. Is he? No, he's not even remaking hero because he doesn't have supply for it. But he's building another hole in his old main. Once again.
Okay, this time without a gold mine. So he's running out of funds pretty soon.
You need at least, I would say in this position, you need at the very least like 2 or 3k to keep yourself alive in the free weights. So bad like this.
I mean, he does have an inventory once he gets his heroes back.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you sell your items in FFA in your arena, it's almost...
Yeah, you're dead. That's true.
Yeah, you're dead, yeah. Exactly. Never want to do that. And the items are not very flashy either. There was some mantles and gauntlets +3.
I think he has a Scepter of Silence. What's it called? Staff of Silence as
Okay,
well?
yeah, he should definitely sell that when he has still time. That's a lot of gold. Game has kind of calmed down a bit.
Yeah, GodFather decides that Eshan should be still in the game somehow.
Oh, he possesses a peasant. Maybe that's why.
Ooh.
Very nice in the middle. Good point for him to do it, because it might go unnoticed.
The question is, what do you get with like 5k gold overall?
I think casters, only casters. Maybe. And oh, but
Sounds
you
quite
know what you get?
expensive.
You know what you get? You get human staffs as undead. That's actually
Yeah,
huge.
usually you would do that, but I think you need like 10k gold to make it worth.
It's debatable. If you can save 3 frost runes with it, then it's almost paid off for itself. I would definitely go for staffs, at least 1 or 2. Because it's such... There's a reason why undead doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Because it's strong. So would be really good. And just inner fire worms sound pretty cool as well. Invis worms. There's options, but definitely agree that much nicer to do on 10k than 5k. Has to be careful what he spends his gold on, because there's not much for him to mine. I think there's only 3k, yeah, in his bottom mine. So he's gonna get up to like 7k with this upkeep.
So Aaron's still not on tier 3. He's again, as always, low on lumber. But now
How
also low
does
on
he do
gold.
it? How does he do
I
it,
think the
right?
shredder died at one
Yeah.
point.
It's never has lumber. Yeah, you don't want to buy a shredder now, of course, I understand that, but tricky. 2 peasants are working overtime there.
Yeah, that will cost him in the long run for sure. Maybe he wants to go for items already. I don't know. Makes no real sense. Another peasant down. Wait, how many peasants do we have? 3 peasants left.
Yeah, but he's got a town hall now, he can theoretically replace them, so that's fine.
True.
He already sold items, Eshan did. Look at that Archmage, it's sad. Dies in 1 nuke from them there. Eshan, what he should do in this point is go around the map to the green camp spots and look for stray items. Like, I saw some on the map. Like, close to where SaysO is walking. You can get at least 300 gold from that. Buy yourself a nice period to vitality or something.
To survive a second longer.
Yeah. Yeah, but of course it's not. It's virtually impossible to win from this. Have to be a very special game. And certainly not on this map.
The penna is looking kind of nice for SaysO. Very sweet inventory.
Oh yeah, Spell Shield, double Periapt.
All his heroes are up to full speed with items, in fact.
Yeah, I think like Airenikus should look out for some Helm of Valors, right? And there is even one at the market.
And definitely Spell Shield as well for your Blade or your Shadow Hunter, even more perhaps, so he can't get slapped. There's a Spell Shield as well.
Yeah, like at this gold stage, I think items is the best investment because
Yeah.
your heroes you will always have, and for the end game, high level items sell for a lot of gold, so gives you a lot of survivability.
Yeah, and Spell Shield is regarded as one of the best items, period, for FFA, especially against Undead. Such a high value. If you have it on all your heroes, it's so annoying to play against in base race scenario. So definitely should go for that.
We have a fight again. Bats connecting big, but now there's armor upgrade, so not the biggest impact anymore. Reveal on the blade, rest of the army comes in. Wow, so much damage on the Wyvern.
It was a nice AoE.
Yeah, that's the heavy AoE of the elves. So feared.
Okay, he got invo on the SH luckily for him. But Elf is definitely winning this fight. There's still the Chimeras.
Yeah,
now he has no
Haze,
invo.
plus Entangle.
Yeah.
Level 6/6, Tranquility online, Underult online. SaysO is back in the game, 5.4k gold.
But that's true, Iron was just sniping units, so he can feel justified just defending. But Iron can feel justified because it was his natural after all, so...
Yeah, Aaron back to his favorite supply, below 50, and yeah, there's still 2.8k gold, so yeah.
just putting
Stable.
fuel to the fire there. And GodFather truly goes for the elf. He sees everything with the shade, so...
He's still on Necro Wagon, so we'll see how this is gonna look against Chimera, Tinker, Panda. SaysO?
And I don't see... He didn't build the human base. He still has it in his Zeppelin, GodFather, but didn't use it so far.
True.
Oh, in the meantime, Airenikus is up against the tree. That one's gone. And so all of a sudden, SaysO is taking a beating. And Airenikus and GodFather teaming up. That's quite rare.
Very nice freeway. This is what you want to see. Just constantly shifting. No one is safe. Nothing is certain.
Yeah, the expansion is down and nice swarm, killing 5 wisps or 4 wisps, which gives Dreadlord level 4 at least.
Yeah, some solo XP that he so direly needs. Level 5 is where he starts. Yeah, that's 300 gold as well. But Dreadlord level 5 is at least, if not the ultimate, you at least want to be level 5. That's where the hero really starts going into the game. Mirror images are online now as well with level 8 blade.
Super nice to scout.
Yeah.
Yeah, and GodFather is playing it really well and patiently now. Like he's not rushing any decision too much. Does his own scouting and makes good decisions so far.
Eshan rebuilt his heroes. I don't know where they currently are, but...
Here at the shop.
Okay. I see. Sharp eye from Neo. Oh, but he's got no items almost now. It's a big problem.
Well, it's not much a sharp eye. If you have the new observer mode enabled, you can click on the heroes and it warps you to them. So.
Oh, I don't have that. I don't know. Where do you download that?
Yeah,
it's in the
how to get it.
It's in the options, in the gameplay options.
Oh, okay. I must do that after the game. I don't want to break the game and get disconnected.
Yeah, I also don't want to risk it. This wasn't exactly my thought. Don't do anything other than scrolling.
But that's cool that you just can enable it like that. The war is being fought over the chat now, as per usual.
Yeah, let's take a look at the inventories. I think it's a good time.
And this is a Blade Storm, potentially.
Oh.
He's up to no good here.
He scouted before, so he has all information.
Yeah, it's a bit risky here.
Oh, reveal?
I think that was just Eshan's crystal ball.
Ah, okay.
But maybe not, I don't know. Not a Blade Storm then.
Yeah. Items, we have all 3 ultimates online for SaysO, and sweet items, I'd say. Especially the Panda, super well equipped. Lots of parry-ups for GodFather, plus the pipe and double Amulet of Spell Shield. Not too much for Airenikus, and basically nothing for Eshan.
Aaron literally has 2.1k gold. He is, of course, more. And yeah, he should spend some more time at the market, I feel. This would be the best position for him at the moment, looking at his inventory. Still a lot of free empty slots. And great items to grab, usually. Currently not though.
Yeah, that's the downside of the new observer mode. I can't see what's in there, so...
Yeah, pretty much nothing good.
Right, the classic mid-game calm phase of FFA.
Yeah, question in the chat, does HDRT still play? Unfortunately not. Like, he went inactive, I think, from Warcraft 3 entirely a couple of years ago. He was a great human FFA player. Like, some consider him being the best of all time.
Never forget that little incident around WCG in like 2020 or something.
What was that?
He qualified for WCG in China, and then in the latter game he insulted someone with not so nice words about China, and then never went to China, understandably. It was quite an outrage.
I saw that. I think I saw that, which was weird, because I think I didn't play with him, but from what people say, he used to be quite strategical and calm player in FFA. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I've also watched a lot of VODs, and he was pretty much the one never chatting at all. But yeah, the FFA player deep inside you. That's in there.
Well, I can tell you there's a lot of Chinese orc players that if you meet them in one-on-one, they can make you rage.
Ah, I know, yeah. Like Link Waga would be really fun
exactly.
FFA.
He's the rat. In the best way possible, of course.
I don't see the reason why they would sit, because they are not mining practically. The only one that should sit is Iron, who is sitting, but the other two should be really at least taking the expos out. Don't really understand this.
Well, GodFather is, but that mine is empty now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Go
Eshan
there
is
and
just chilling here a little.
Or at least they should hunt for Eshan, do something with their free time. Ooh, and this might be going down, this hole, if GodFather decides. He could try to get items from Eshan in exchange for leaving the village.
Oh, that's smart, yeah.
That's what I would do.
Nice idea.
What I would do is I would do that and then I would kill it.
You would kill the item just to show off?
No, I mean
you kill the
item and then I kill it.
You're nasty.
Yeah.
Makes sense you play FFA. Oh, SaysO at 100. Coming at Aaron.
Be careful, he will force Eshan to talk.
That is quite a threat, actually.
What will he say though? I'm still waiting. Leave.
Not much. Not much.
It was just.
There's another town hall in the south.
Leave it and I stay silent. Oh, that's a nice town hall in Iron's main. That might stay up at least.
Okay, GodFather is the richest now. 4 now. 1 natural contested with 1600. And that's the last mine then on the map. Oh, I think Eshan is down to 1 worker, if I saw this correctly. Or if the overlay is projecting this correctly.
Yeah, it might just be the one building the hall then. But he can't even afford to make more. And now, oh my gosh.
Aaron backstab, boom, that's the Archmage, bye bye.
And who will Eshan talk to now?
Probably to himself.
I guess.
Oh, fight between GodFather and SaysO. All of a sudden, war is breaking out everywhere.
Oh,
Good
great
rockets. Yeah, exactly. Nice stun as well. Dreadlord should probably be wiped out. Exactly what we said before. Carrion Swarm, but just for nothing, really.
Trying to kite, but just too much brute force from SaysO.
Yeah, and
kite
the
against
rockets.
the rockets.
And the
Yeah.
rockets exactly prevent the kiting, and Drunken Haze as well.
It's Eshan 0 stumbling into the fight. That's not gonna end well.
Oh
for
no! Okay.
And now he maniped against Iron, but now SaysO killed his hero, so he might get his turn now.
Yeah, and Aaron is the one he built his last hall into.
Keep your enemies close.
That's a nice one.
He still can magically remake a hero, though. He still has that gold for. He still has that altar, so
A town is under siege.
the guy is still in it.
That is fascinating indeed, but the levels are really, really worrying.
Yeah. Just lost another farm as well.
And SaysO not looking too bad army-wise and especially hero-wise. He's getting some gold out of this on the right-hand side.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh,
Surprises
Pally.
me that got. Sorry.
The paladin got caught, but is he chasing him? He is, right?
Yeah, he is.
A town is under siege.
I can see intention in that movement.
Yep, pretty clear. Hits the rockets. Gets close
the
with
poison.
the Dryad. And Entangle. That's too much lockdown. Good night, Pally.
I wonder if GodFather will do something with that human peasant, because as time goes, he's gonna have less and less gold, so I don't know.
So far, yet nothing. Maybe it was just to show off and
Maybe just as an option. I don't know.
exactly to dominate, show strength. Okay, we have another fight.
Panda is really tanky with those items. He still has ultimate, so yeah. We'll see that in action now. Could
Yeah,
cyclone the DK, keep him away from the army.
Yeah, these three elf heroes are just such a nice synergy.
Okay, but Iron saves the day for GodFather, so.
Yeah, and maybe they will.
But
push
SaysO
through now.
should be able to fight the Orc 1v1. He still has full army, he didn't lose anything, but 2v1 it's impossible, of course.
Level
There's
8
still
Blade Master, I
question.
still don't like the inventory for what he could have at this point.
Yeah.
And again, there are great items at the market.
At
With
least
Hand of
throw
Bella,
spell shield there.
Bastion, Spell shield, all is available. And he's not gonna make army anyways, I think, anymore, so...
Yeah, the heroes are so valuable for Orc. A lot of chimeras in the air.
Yeah,
Almost nothing
no
else in that
bats.
army.
Exactly. That's a little fragile. Blade Master hacking away. Are they willing to take out SaysO so there's no Tinker late game or something?
Well, I would do that. I
That
hate
should always
Tinker,
be done in theory.
Yeah, right?
yes.
But
But yeah, then if you're under and face these Orc heroes, I'm
yeah,
really like
GodFather
1v1.
cannot afford that, definitely. GodFather must turn on Iron with time if he wants to win. But so far SaysO defense.
Yeah, but now he's running low on HP on these
Yeah.
chimeras.
And Wells are more or less... No, there's actually Moonwells in the back still.
Oh, Panda.
Gotta be careful.
There's no
Wow,
ult
it's
anymore.
really messy now.
These chimeras will fall sooner or later, I
Ooh,
guess.
GodFather is going for the Panda who got staffed, and yeah, now SaysO is of course busy with the fight and
Yeah.
ooh, not realizing in time.
And now GodFather should peace, I would say.
Yeah.
It seems
Huge
seems
XP
like
boost for him.
seems counterintuitive after you just kill the hero, but you're never gonna beat this Orc as undead alone.
Yeah, and now we see it like GodFather is getting some nice kills, but still the Dreadlord level just reached level 5, so it's still such a long way to level 6. That's so important.
Yeah, because without the Infernal, Undead has very little aiming potential.
Yeah.
It's the main tool for the late game, so... And he
Okay,
still
but
needs,
SaysO is losing more, Aaron losing more. They are on 44, 35 supply now.
Yeah,
and
this
there's
turns...
no more gold to be mined. So.
Exactly, I was about to say the same thing. Like, this is the last gold they have, except selling items maybe. We won't see any big armies anymore, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like, newer players make the mistake that they are now in Aaron's shoes, for example, try to build a big army, but you only can do that if you are sure that you can win the 1 versus 2, because it's inevitably gonna happen. As soon as you build an army and go on one player, like, you have to, or they have to defend it, and if they can't, then you would have a free win, so they have to try to team. And yeah, that's why Aaron is not gonna make any more armies, stays on his 3.8k gold for later. And yes, SaysO is telling the truth here with the 1.8k. He's also not in the shape of producing more units, maybe 1 or 2 Dryads in the later game for this spell, but
Archmage.
it's gonna be it.
Yeah,
Archmage forced to TP.
And that's the altar. No gold anymore. I mean, he can rebuild the altar, but that's about it. No items anymore either.
He has on the Archmage, but I don't know if that's even enough. I guess maybe just barely, but he still needs another farm, so... Okay, that's... Now he's not gonna stay silent.
Oh, my.
GodFather. Does he? He actually does.
Yep, 2k advantage.
Actually right. Iron, by the way, has nice wards, I must say. The bottom side of the map is
True.
all visible for him. Very good to have. But
MK
they're
is good.
slowly running out. Oh, now it's lost. Now there's no chance to get all of the free heroes back.
Yeah. He has a region scroll, that could be handy.
Yeah, yeah.
Scroll of region and chill.
I mean, he can be very annoying with the crystal ball, I guess. So that's a threat.
Oh, he can be...
still put up.
Wait, there's no crystal ball anymore, he sold it.
No, he still has it. That's
What?
true.
Yeah,
On the Archmage.
Oh!
He can reveal hidden armies still.
Okay, that's weird. The overlay doesn't show it. Thank you, Blizzard. Confusing me.
Alright, now he's talking.
But, I mean, Eshan could be annoying without the crystal ball as well, so...
And SaysO still has good inventory. Now all three are in a spot where they can easily win or lose. Pretty balanced game at this point. And Dreadlord actually, from killing this, Eshan's heroes actually got quite a bit closer to that level 6. One more hero kill, a couple of chimeras or wyverns, and he's there.
Everybody's still assessing the situation.
Yeah,
Tips
Iron
again?
going for his final army now.
Oh, true. Wait, he bought a tiny. Or he has a tiny still in this inventory.
Yep, that's a smart thing to do because Orc notoriously has trouble hiding buildings in the late game.
Ah,
So-
that makes so much sense.
Yeah, he's just preparing for what comes later, inevitably. So you're getting lamed, you just need something fast, and then you have that. And you also can prevent being revealed with that, so good to have. He could even consider, like, Eshan build this for him in the trees if he finds that. He could consider chopping a few more trees and placing that tiny there later on when he needs to.
Yeah. Like, FFA can look very random, but if there are competent players playing, it's pretty predictable. I always like to say that. So if you have the biggest main here, then you're most likely the next one who's gonna get targeted. And this will be, in this case, GodFather, I guess. And yeah, after that, it's gonna be SaysO's main, because Moonwells plus Tinker is always scary, and Tinker is scary enough without having a main, so he's gonna be next on the menu. So Aaron can feel pretty safe at the moment in terms of having to hide or defend.
Oh, and the Archmage going to die to Wyverns, maybe? No, never mind.
Leave them in, okay.
They are scared to kill the Archmage because then Eshan could chat.
To quote HighTac, human has still 2 towers, let's team him. That's how it goes in the Premier.
Yeah.
Just kill the guy with the biggest base, then shift to the next guy.
Well, that is at the moment clearly GodFather. There's no static defense for Airenikus, really, except a few burrows, but that's about it.
Yeah, Aaron's base is not strong at all. He doesn't even have spikes. I guess against these 2 races, it's not useful at all. Although against Tinker, I've seen Tinkers dying to spikes. I think lelu once died against spikes like this in a FML game.
No, that can't be true.
Yeah, I think I remember it quite clearly.
I think you were on drugs or something. It was a fever dream, maybe.
Speaking of spikes, Aaron doesn't have spikes yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See, he never listens. I feel the same.
Sorry, I was just finishing up my pizza.
Yeah, make me jealous.
Took you
Can't
long
do 2
enough.
things at once. Sorry, man. Sorry.
No worries,
Guys,
man. It
just
happens to all of
stop
us.
chatting and go on one. It's frozen marshlands. Don't make rocket science out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what they're doing. At least that's what Airenikus is doing.
Maybe he's showing that he wants to go on GodFather? Is that possible?
Yeah, he asked the question before. SaysO seems confused though.
Or he could do the no chat meta and drop the item.
Yep.
Which is actually a smart thing. I don't know why we didn't figure that out sooner. It's actually genius if you don't want to tell your plans to the third guy.
Yep.
Oh no. What are they doing?
Yeah, at some point they have to work at GodFather space, I think, but...
Yeah, because they really don't have even army or gold. I guess Iron has small army, but GodFather has gold for 100 still.
Oh, so let's see if he's lying.
Yeah, but this is not a very useful question because how can you know how much he has anyway?
Maybe Aaron and GodFather know each other so well by now that he always has a sixth sense if that's a lie or not.
I remember we had some players where you could just add 10k and then it would be the total number. But I don't think GodFather's one like that. He's usually quite low on gold because he rushes.
Ooh, Eshan just sold the crystal ball.
No,
And the staff. What's gonna happen here?
that's sad. Without the crystal ball, he has no power.
Oh, and SaysO is moving straight to Eshan.
So funny.
Okay.
Every time he sells, this happens.
Yeah, and he's building a farm here now and bottom left, so still not giving up.
The stock market experience for Eshan. When he sells, it goes up. Curious what his next move is going to be.
A player's forces are under attack.
The options are very limited now.
Yeah, I mean, he can build one more town hall, I guess, somewhere, somewhen.
That's it. Or what he could do is build one farm and get one sapper.
I just wanted to say, if there's one building left, he can get still 2 sappers.
Yeah.
But not if the Archmage is dead. And the Archmage is dead.
He still has a peasant, So the
Okay.
peasant can get the sappers.
Imagine if they kill the peasant but leave the farm alive. And then he can't even observe.
Yeah. That's something you do if you really dislike someone, huh?
Yeah,
That's
SaysO is really
considered-
close here now.
It's considered quite bad manner to not finish the guy. If you, of course, if there's time, but like if there's time, you should finish so he can watch. They're not always. Sometimes they just leave, but
Oh no,
There
it's
it
gonna
is.
be it.
okay. So he can
So
observe.
does he
if
leave it at 1
wishes.
HP?
What?
But
Where does he have?
it was not the last.
How the hell
Last time
did
at
he?
Merc Camp near Aaron's base.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Can you ping it? I don't find it.
Okay. He found it now.
Ah, okay.
So Eshan finally gave up. This was all that it takes.
Last messages were written.
FFA God has been defeated.
Yeah, no final for him.
Godfather's first target therefore eliminated. I mean, that doesn't really change the game. There was nothing he can do, really.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like now there's the action going.
Exactly. What's Godfather doing with his gold? Just save it for necropolises, necropoly. Oh, they are indeed fighting. They're listening to SaysO. Here we go. Still a weak Dreadlord, still no Infernal, but low armies. Will the Orc heroes prevail? Go for the healing. Go for the Shadow Hunter. Destroyer's falling rather quickly, but can still dispel for now. Sleep is fine.
DK is weak now because he was forced to pop the invul, so must be really careful. He gets okay. Death Pact the worm
Oh,
like that.
that's a lot of
It's
HP.
expensive.
Yeah. SaysO is in to watch. Not killing anything though. Shadow Hunter. No. SaysO
Godfather
just
lost-
standing there from
He
the
lost
sideline.
quite a bit. Quite a bit of supply lost for Godfather so far.
Yeah, I wonder if you want to backstep here in SaysO's shoes. Like, I think only if you're 100% sure that you kill something.
I think you should do something though, you shouldn't just watch. That's suspicious. Or, I guess there's still time. You can just look how it ends.
Yeah.
Oh, Dreadlord. DK. Does he have mana even? Yeah, he has a coil
one
now.
last coil.
Whew.
So,
So
all said
Godfather
and done-
25 at the moment now.
Yeah, all said and done, Godfather suffered a lot here. Killed nothing of value.
But this is actually not the worst, right? Like, Godfather lost the fight.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't, like, he was next on the menu, but suddenly I think
Yeah.
this losing fight
Yeah,
got
yeah.
shifted a little bit.
Yeah, and even SaysO says that as well, so yeah, it might be true. They might go on Iron now.
Exactly, and now
Yeah.
he's also offering. So yeah,
Yeah.
quite of a smart move. I'm not sure if this was planned in first place, but I mean, as I said, FFA is quite predictable, so Godfather should know that he was next, and yeah, with this play, he can preserve his main base plus 4.6k gold, which can be very huge in the later stages, in the even later stages.
Yeah, I mean, this is still quite early game, mid game, FFA wise. We're not even hiding buildings. The bases are still there. The items are still there.
Iron could improve his wards. Now he doesn't have so many. I think that would be smart, always smart to do. Costs very little mana on the Witch Doctor, at least 1 or 2 wards extra could be good. Like here and here. I don't know. Nice items. Grasping at straws. Everyone's just trying not to get teamed.
Yeah, exactly.
Iron does have pretty bad items now, I can actually see. It's only half items on the heroes, practically. if I don't
Right.
count the consumables.
I saw a sneaky play here by Aaron. The Spirit Walker here in the Zeppelin holds the tiny Great Hall now.
Oh, okay, that's
Oh.
cool. But risky at the same point. Imagine
Yeah,
that gets
sure.
found by a hippogriff.
Yeah, like that's the fun thing about FFA. You can be very creative, and it always has ups and downs.
Shame for
Yeah.
him, he can't pillage anything. No Eshan's buildings.
True.
That would be useful for him.
Okay, so he's preparing to get teams. I mean, I think not a lot he could do against it. Like, what are his options? Like,
Just
he
to kill
has-
heroes.
Exactly, yeah. Or intercept them on their way. Like now, fight GodFather.
Or, you know, just lose one hero and ask for peace, I guess.
Yeah.
Optimally, definitely doesn't want to lose all 3 heroes. That would be dangerous for him.
He only has 850 gold. Even rebuying is expensive already.
Ooh, but now they are a little bit disconnected. But still, Aaron is not going out too far.
Doesn't want to risk it, but I feel like he could have gone on the undead there.
A player's
It was
forces
actually quite a nice window. SaysO is still quite indecisive. I'm not sure if he's gonna commit fully to this. See, let's GodFather go first. So far.
SaysO checking what's going on. What are you doing? Of course, he has no vision currently.
Yeah, maybe worth to mention that, especially in these show matches, when there is also money on the line and big prestige, people play extra carefully. It's not like in a ladder game, this would be this slow paced. It's just like everyone doesn't want to make too big of a mistake, so they are rather taking 1 or 2 extra minutes for every decision, rather than rushing and losing something for it.
I mean, we have time. I'm in no rush here. I'm comfortable with you guys by my side.
It's good to hear, but Gradient says playing FFA for money is so stupid because it's 4 hours you can just go work instead. You can make way more.
Well, still he joins us for the games.
Yeah, Grade is a very precious part of the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, he does as a caster. No? There's one more.
It's better so far. Nice stasis trap,
Getting
but
two.
didn't use that too much.
Yeah, and
Not a
GodFather
single stomp
even here.
yet.
Frost armor is very nice, but level is
Yeah.
it?
Now gets purged though.
Oh yeah.
2 casters with 1 Nova was a sweet exchange.
And DK is in danger, will have to pop Invul at the very least.
Ooh,
nice.
A Hex now.
Lucky sleep, or I guess skillful sleep. But and SaysO not joining, as I said, he's just watching so far. This is something that would kind of annoy me as GodFather, because he's genuinely trying and SaysO so far did nothing, even though he's stronger.
player's
He is
paper.
providing some information at least.
Yeah, but that's not gonna cut it in this case, because the Orc 1v1 he can beat both of them for sure at this point. Just at least just with the heroes.
Yeah, like their win condition is to get Orc low on buildings for sure.
Yeah. Okay, now he kills at least the hall. At least 1 by 1, better than nothing.
Okay, SaysO is now coming in. GodFather far away, so this is gonna be a 1v1 fight here once again in Hero Arena.
Okay, SaysO's turn to do something. A lot of AoE, not that much nuke, but he's going for the heroes instead. Counter focus, staff out,
Weakest
stomp.
heroes in the focus, Shadowhunter and Keeper.
That should be it, right? With the keeper out.
town is under siege.
Well, should be it for the time being, but definitely getting back. And now SaysO might take it seriously finally.
Not just
At
yet.
the cost of 1 invul, everything is sad to lose at this stage. Every item.
It's still Treants, but I guess at this stage doesn't really matter. Level 7. Dreadlord's still not level 6. GodFather licking his wounds. And SaysO attacking again.
Oh, and the Shadow Hunter, never mind. Still in danger because he's gonna heal only to half HP.
Keeper?
Yeah, like that's interesting. In theory, Orc has the best hero arena, but as it turns out, it's always staff versus an invul
Yep.
as a trait.
Yeah, if you can access the Shadow Hunter, it's not
Player's forces
undefeatable
are under attack.
if you can get to him.
SaysO is chasing with that Tinker. Can he hit the rockets? He has a lot of rockets.
And there's no boots on the Shadow.
Ooh, hits!
It's known to be super fast.
But the Keeper was still not there yet, so luckily for him, no
Yeah,
entangle.
but he's still not safe.
And now he gets entangled though. Yeah, that
Exactly.
might very well
There's
be
no
it.
dispel. 6 seconds.
Okay, he passed another invul.
Wow, that's getting expensive.
But these MGs are doing good job. They're very distractive and it's hard to lose them.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, seeing these fights, I have very high hopes for SaysO here to win this game.
Makes good controls for sure. There was a fight without Panda ultimate. This could even be worse. And he was
True,
very conservative with the rest of his mana as well.
Yeah, like imagining Panda ultimate surrounding the Shadow Hunter after cycloning.
Yep.
I agree, definitely some Moonwells should drop here. There's
Yeah,
like
I think
15
that's
of them.
That's the best call now. Definitely to go on Elf.
Because that just doesn't hurt if he gets 6 less than he has right now.
Yeah, like I thought it's the most important to get Orc low on buildings, but yeah, seeing these fights here, I think that Elf is definitely a bigger
got stuff.
threat.
If the Orc had the Helms of Valor, as you said, and all that stuff, then it would be a different story. But like this, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not so strong, so...
His Blade Master is pretty naked at this point.
Meanwhile, GodFather has 2 spell shields, and he has Scatterger Pipe, so... good items for him. Still has that stolen... No, wait. That wasn't him, that was Iron. Iron still has the stolen pendant too, though.
Okay, SaysO says he's going under. Of course, he has to do something because otherwise he's getting teamed.
Yeah, which is smart.
Yeah.
Because if you're getting teamed anyway, just bring the fight to one of them. Ooh, actually the AoE is doing something even against Undead. Nice
Surround.
surround.
And of course, no
That's
staff
one
because he never
skill.
built that human tier 3.
But of course, general rule against Undead, everyone knows that, but just you have to focus the DK in FFA.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, because otherwise you're never gonna kill any of these heroes with so little army.
Yeah, there's coil for days and days and days, especially in the base.
Well, the question is, what is Aaron gonna do? Like, is he supporting this attack or is he gonna backstep SaysO? Like, what's the plan?
But so far he wasted a lot of the Undead mana. And he still has some, so he can at least kill buildings. That's valuable too with the Tinker, every hit counts.
Oh yeah, against buildings, super powerful.
Yeah. Now Iron is there.
Is there a chance to do something to the DK?
But definitely with the Blade Master there.
Yeah,
I
but
could
does
see
he
it.
want to? Like, he
That's the
knows that
question.
SaysO has to die. Like, his
You
base
know,
at least.
That's the thing with me. If I see a hero that's low,
Yeah.
I can't
But not a
help it,
panda.
you know?
Panda is appealing. Wow, but Aaron wasn't looking, it seems.
Yeah, that's a shame. Definitely should have sniped that.
Yeah, for sure. Now he's revealed, so there's no surprise element anymore. If they realized.
The Black Citadel is very damaged now.
Oh, will you finally get that
Dreadlord.
Dreadlord?
Yeah, DK is out of range currently, but somehow still slips through. They got the coil.
It's a lot of buildings. Very, very hurt. They need to finish them up, though.
And Elf, he didn't lose anything so far, and he killed a lot, actually.
Yeah,
Again.
like this hero combo is so powerful. It's amazing. Can do so much free damage.
Nice staff on the Earth Panda there. It was a nice touch. So he doesn't lose it randomly. Maybe he will forfeit this giant at the very least, but that's fine. That's a fine trade.
Yeah, that's the tier 3 gone.
Yeah. So no Gargs. Not that he probably doesn't want to make them anyway, but...
Ooh, this was nice catch here by GodFather. Like, he split away the DK into Lich to get a Dreadlord to 6 finally.
Ah, okay. Now that's a little bit of a different game. Infernal up.
Against the Orc, not so useful with Lightning Orb. It's going to die if you send it alone, but against the Elf, it can counterbalance the Tinker laming a bit. And of course, the stun, always good in a fight.
SaysO seems a little annoyed.
Yeah, he plays pretty well. That's what you want. He's the dominant player, so he wants to threaten people. Although not as dominant. Still has only 26 supply.
Ooh, Blade Storm into the base. Now we balance the bases. Moonwell's taken out.
Good move. Because he says he's only going Iron, but that's not realistic. It's a freeway. You can't just go on one forever if you want to win.
Hits the 2 Wyvern, hits the Shadow Hunter, and here we go.
And there's no Spirit Link on the Wyvern, so they're paper.
Oh,
Total paper units.
A lot of experience as well.
Yeah. Not a good move to bring them there, I think. The heroes alone would have
Next
done
rocket.
the same thing.
Ooh, whoa, they missed a little. No, never mind.
What? That breath?
New Year's
He tried hard to
celebration.
miss everything, but he still couldn't make it.
Come on, he's playing with like 280 MS, okay?
Yeah,
Cut him some slack.
Iron, no gold.
And maybe no Shadow Hunter?
Again.
There's a lot of lockdown. There's an Invo Potion, okay. Feel like he needs that. Rockets miss! Not that he's safe, but what about that Keeper? Crit,
Staff,
but staff.
The undead is there. Be very careful, SaysO.
Yeah, that's definitely K now, I guess. And
Nice-
Infernal
nice
drop, of
Infernal.
course. Yep.
He has Invul, but he's gonna die anyway if he's not careful. If he doesn't keep
Here
it.
comes the support now. At least the Tinker.
Oh, but the Panda is still free against 2 heroes. There's still some Moonwells, but yeah, there it is.
Ooh.
Well played.
Keeper down. No Tranquility, no Entangle. And more Moonwells falling. This is getting expensive. SaysO also down to 26, not rebuilding, of course, but also only 800 gold. Feels
Oh,
like...
and look at the boneyards of GodFather's base. He is seizing the moment. Like the last time he has to build an army that's kind
Which
of
is
sealed.
good. It's good because Frostworms are really strong in Hero Arena, obviously.
Yeah.
To slow down the heroes to catch them.
Yeah,
Much
this
better than
gives him
guards.
another win condition. Like one of his win conditions was the Infernal to win a base race or do good there. But yeah, if he manages to get out these air units, it's amazing, obviously. But
Now
there's
he loses the altar as well.
As
SaysO.
a scouts, very nice scouting here by Aaron. He wants to make sure that there are no hidden armies. Like you can easily forget this in all the
Yeah.
small engagement here. But really scouted. Yeah, he scouts them.
There's
At
only
least
2,
he
but
should have.
if he sees the other 2 coming, that's a problem for GodFather.
Yeah.
The Panda
Yeah,
ult
did
was
he-
used now. So when that expires, he's gonna be in danger.
Yeah, and Aaron was not involved in this fight, so chances are pretty high that he scouted it. So
And-
maybe he's just currently evaluating whether he should call it out or not yet.
Yeah, and look at
But
that.
I think he doesn't want to make GodFather any or move him away from SaysO because SaysO is the biggest threat. So yeah, he's gonna keep it secret for now.
The Panda will transform back in a minute. In a second, rather. I don't know how many HP he had. He's on half HP. There's still some Moonwells, but as soon as the Tinker is out of mana, the Death and Decay can be used on the tree as well.
Yeah, and the Keeper is only getting revived now. Ooh, and Eren is scouting, I guess, that the Boneyards are still producing. Yep, he's now taking control of them. So yeah, he scouted 4 worms already and now sees another at least 2 coming.
Oh, the Giant dies, that's relevant as well.
Yeah.
They were soaking up a lot of damage.
This Crow
So
did a lot
Eren
of
is
damage.
playing it very smart here.
Yeah,
Trying
GodFather.
to collect information, is trying to get others to lose some heroes and crucial infrastructure.
Also, a
Look
lot
at
of
these undead
Moonwells
heroes.
gone. And it's daytime now.
Undead heroes without mana. How can Iron restrain himself?
I mean, there's still, I don't know, there's still Sleep, there's Sunacoil, there is a Nova.
And
Just
there's
looks
risk
a
of
bit-
teaming, of course.
True.
Yeah, and there's now time for the Keeper to come back.
Now GodFather kind of returned the favor, to say so, because previously he lost the fight pretty badly in his base. Now he punished SaysO quite a lot after fighting with Iron.
Yeah, and GodFather selling the Boneyards now to conceal the option that he had worms at all.
Well, unfortunately, that was scouted.
Exactly.
He
So only the
might not
question
know
now
though.
is-
Might not know that he was scouted.
Yeah, exactly. That's always the fun part.
Wasn't there a Blade
Like-
Master illusion in his base? Oh,
Yeah.
maybe he wasn't looking.
It was there, but you know, he was fighting. Who knows?
Yeah,
Keeper's
it's
back.
a lot of information here, but now SaysO is flying close to where the worms are.
And if Iron didn't call it, if SaysO sees it, he's definitely going to call it.
Yeah, I agree. But the worms are moving as if they would know there is something coming. And look at the
He sees
heroes.
it.
What?
Oh yes,
Whoa,
Oh,
this
it's
is so
daytime.
huge.
that was good.
Sick catch.
Wow,
It
this
is, of
was
course,
last second.
a little suspicious, but you can never know.
Yeah, exactly.
GodFather should regen his mana for a while now with the statue, or at least just standing with that Brilliance Aura.
Yeah, he just built another statue to regen.
Okay. He can't go into a fight like this, definitely. SaysO might not give him the time. There's blood between them now. These ziggurats will fall, and GodFather will be food blocked. I guess. Maybe not, but one breath of fire could do it. Yeah.
This is so sweet. If you're not in on that.
Yeah. And it's nasty being food blocked at this point, because you need to rebuild so many buildings, or you need to lose your whole army if you want to get heroes back.
Yeah, that's 6
Exactly.
worms, and you don't want to lose 6 worms.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, the biggest downside of having a hidden army is being supply blocked.
Town is
So he's gonna be walking on needles.
Yeah, it's not allowed to lose any hero here, and
Spell
gonna be
shield
kind of
blocks.
hard.
Spell shield was a really handy block, the entangle there. Now the DK, there's no keeper, he's safe. Even if he's low on HP. But he lost buildings and gained nothing, so...
And Eren didn't
Yeah, I really
follow up
enjoy
with
this
that
game
attack.
from a strategical point.
I mean, when you see these players, there was never another point to enjoy. That's strategic. Only GodFather is the action guy here. But he's broke now as well. But he's playing smart so far. From what I talked at the start, he's proved me wrong in this game.
Yeah, I
He's
mean, he
playing
did go
quite
for
smartly.
his signature rush, but apart from that, good
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how Airenikus is keeping his secret. Like, there's no points currently to reveal it, but as soon as they would turn on him, I think it's time to
Are under attack.
reveal it. But yeah, for now, Undead is killing Night stuff. Night is killing Undead stuff. That's good for the Orc. This Cape of the Infernal into the woods. No.
Not happening. Alright, we're crossing the 1.5 hour mark. Still pretty fresh.
Players' forces are under attack.
Ward game gets a little better, but mostly in the south. SaysO is hiding already, everybody should have Zeppelins.
Yeah, SaysO the only one without an army. Like, we know that Aaron has still 39 supplies, so it's most likely gonna be in some Zeppelins.
Yeah, it's there where you pointed out that the Great Hall is. A Kodo, a Shaman,
Yeah, exactly.
Witch Doctor, and
Yeah,
a
it's
Walker.
always important for Orc to have some casters here for the obvious reasons.
Iron will catch him. But the question
Yeah,
is
we
if he
again
will
have the
win.
Shadowhunter versus Keeper.
Yeah.
It's the same old story, but now there's a round is here. Ooh, but nice Storm to prevent it. Very well
It's the
played.
theme of this game, this clash.
Yeah. And now
He
Hexes is
hacks.
entangled. Ooh,
Oh.
but Invo.
But Shadow has his own invo, so he's still okay.
Yeah, but then it's just gonna be another Invo versus Steph.
Yeah.
But okay, this time it was Invo versus Steph.
Ooh,
Come on,
misses the
Hex the
storm.
keeper. What the hell?
Rockets again, can't reach. Panda coming from the left. Yes, rockets for days. He's a rocket man.
Yeah, he needs the Invo now.
Now Hex the keeper and go for it. Force him back at least.
Needs to
Yeah,
connect with the
like
storm.
what I saw from playing Orc myself, the mirror image is amazing, but it blocks you very
Oh.
often. Whoa, it was close.
Now
Imagine
he
there was
could
a third.
he could hunt now though.
Yeah,
Because the Tinker staff is on cooldown, so.
Oh,
yeah, but now again, especially is ready on the Panda and GodFather here.
Oh yeah, that's true. The spell shield. Never mind.
But now interesting, Aaron calls out the Keeper being hurt, and GodFather can take it, but is he going to? And what is GodFather gonna do? Like, whom to help, whom to attack? He wants action, that's for sure.
He's trying to preserve the Moonwell juice by Tranquility, but
Yeah.
might be greedy. No, it's okay. It's okay
A little
for
bit
him.
of a bait.
oh. Nose around. Panda cleans it up. Should be able to
Yeah,
clean
now
it
the
up.
miss chance is
The
very
blade
Late,
has no.
late.
Oh,
Oh, what? Sick escape with mirror image. Maybe on the
Wow,
cost
that was a
of...
nice presence of mind here. Presence of mind, insane.
No,
lucky for him.
no, the cow! Oh, ultimate,
It's
sorry, never
okay.
mind. Yeah,
It's
never
okay
mind.
still.
I never see Torrent ult in one-on-one. Sorry, I got tricked.
but
But no,
still,
it's kind of dangerous, yeah.
he might
Depends on
TP. Yeah. I guess he will TP out.
who opens up this round, so it wasn't never really close, but yeah, it doesn't hurt.
No need.
Yes, Aaron wanted the GodFather to help,
So
but
funny.
GodFather wants him to waste the TP, of course.
Okay, Aaron playing a nice game.
Yeah, every little bit counts here, every item. Speaking of items, GodFather still stacked.
SaysO
same
still
as-
stacked.
Yeah, same as SaysO, it's only really Aaron that's stacking.
Can we go somewhere that's not me? Iron has not been lucky with crits, I must say. For the last few engagements, he's barely been getting any. I saw like one crit on the keeper and that was it. I've seen this already, this exchange. Whoever is on me, I go.
Might be a macro that he has saved on a key.
Yeah. at least the game moves. We need the game to move. They need to lose their bases. Then it progresses into that chaos everyone knows, where every building that's spotted has to die.
Yeah, that's basically what we're preparing for. But we didn't rattle down the orc base too much recently. Get the DNK.
The undead base is going to die as well. Make no mistake, these heroes will shred it so fast.
Oh yeah.
So it's a trade of bases and then they will go orc, I guess. SaysO has a tree in the middle. And he has a Zeppelin with a Wisp, so he's okay for now.
Yeah, but quite low on gold, but yeah, still high on items.
Yeah, he's okay.
Everybody but GodFather is quite low on gold, and we're getting there now too.
And Undead is actually nice in base race with one thing, and that's that you can just build the Necros everywhere with one Acolyte. It's huge. If you have gold, it's quite good.
Yeah, he has 2 Acolytes left. They should be ready.
Players' forces are under attack.
Okay, but he's gonna lose his whole base, as I said. But SaysO as well. They're really going all out, but they have to go orc, I imagine. They can't be dumb, they will be smart, I hope, and go on the orc after. This is just the way to progress the game.
And that was quick. Like both bases fell in no time.
Yeah, it could have happened an hour earlier, but
That's true.
better now than never.
Way better than the last semi-final.
Oh, he even gets the Necro down there, that's quite big.
Yeah, there's only one left at the 12. And one...
Imagine SaysO did his due diligence before going on Undead, like scouting for Zeppelins. There was only one Zeppelin with one Acolyte, or maybe 2, I think, on the map. So if he knows that before he goes Undead main, then there would be a possibility to kill the Acolytes as GodFather was supply blocked.
SaysO has one building left, one Wisp.
Oh, but SaysO, if his tree is found, he might just die and Iron might get the free win.
It's
Not
so
sure
close.
if they see it.
Yeah, wow, it's close. And now Aaron even closer.
I guess not, because it's nighttime, just hit nighttime. Because I think in the daytime the mirror image would have seen it from above.
Yeah.
A town is under siege.
Okay, but now... Yeah, now SaysO is on Orc again. They could
Yeah, I mean, that's the
with
last base
GodFather.
standing, right? So they have to do it.
GodFather is not piecing the elf. That's odd.
Yeah, I think GodFather missed that the elf main died completely. I'm not sure. Oh no, he was.
He was there.
Never mind. Never mind.
It's okay, it's a long day for all of us. Oh, drop the base onto the panda. This might be an ult. It is an ult. Always good to trigger some cooldowns.
But of course, there's no chance you can fight these two players with just elf heroes. The TC, does he have ulti though?
I think
That's
so.
the question.
Yeah, must be. Yeah, it does. But another cooldown triggered for minutes.
But the keeper now, he's all over the place. SaysO, that's
Oh, Hex.
Perch.
keeper.
Oh, the staff is on cooldown. Never mind.
Down he goes, level 9 and 8. Tinker trying to whittle down the Shadow Hunter, but that's just it.
Dead forever. Not sure that, but
Well, at the moment he has no altar. He's supply blocked. So he needs to build altar and Moonwell, and he only has one Wisp, I think. Yeah.
Well, now GodFather is stubborn, I would say. You really should piece.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, now he says the worms.
there it is.
It's true, because I even forgot about the worms. Maybe he has a chance again. Maybe he has a chance with these.
All right, now the call outs coming quickly.
Yeah, I think GodFather missed that the Wyvern went down.
True.
SaysO living on the edge with 1 building remaining. GodFather has 2, and of course, Aaron the entire base.
Eshan is still playing from the grave.
But I think he missed it that Aaron called it out and not SaysO. SaysO just said, yeah, he must have.
SaysO sold some items, but he still has some to sell. It's still fine, but they really must team the orc. That's the main issue here. At least the base must be killed.
Wow, the Blade Master was so close of finding the altar.
The Tinker is still in danger. 1 lightning purge and... Okay.
Is a Tinker ever in danger when he's in robo form, I wonder?
Against orc, yes, definitely.
Yeah, only against orc, exactly.
But otherwise, not much.
Players' forces are under attack. The town is under siege.
Infernal is an orc. Oh, but he's just expiring.
First time he used it like this, right? Apart from that, it was only for stun.
But do you think it's a good call for GodFather to wanna get rid of SaysO?
No.
I mean, he
don't
has
know.
6 worms, right?
I know, but I'd be scared of the orc. He has no dispel as well against Hex. The worms, there's a chance that you just die without killing any heroes. But yeah, I guess on paper it's doable easily.
Like, he moves, it's so close. Ooh, but now he moves up. Yeah, but this is such a great position, I feel like this is not very common here to hide.
SaysO, Cloak of Shadows in action. Underrated item for late game.
Yeah, totally.
When you find one of these bad boys in a green camp late game, you're pretty happy about it.
It's also super cheap, could probably buy it.
Yeah, I guess it must cost only 100.
Yeah.
But it's actually more valuable if it was against the elf, because he has no reveal on these heroes.
True.
Than for the elf, but still. Can be sneaky.
I'm not sure if you already mentioned, but Peasant finally
Yeah,
did something.
Oh!
let's see.
A player's forces are under attack.
That's a good place for a farm. That's gonna be hard to spot. Still talking. And the Wyvern will scout that farm, actually. He saw and he turned away. But he definitely sees it on the map.
Yeah, now he sees the worms again. Like, he knows the final number now.
Now they will.
Scary amount.
And that's painful losing that Wyvern. That's your only flying scout.
Yeah.
I hope he was watching. Because if not, he doesn't know. Oh, maybe
6 worms.
Yeah.
There
Well,
it
he
is.
knew before already, so it's... But losing that scout is pain. Never mind. He didn't know it.
He
about
didn't
6.
know.
Okay, now that's bad news for GodFather then.
Yeah,
gonna-
like he had the option to take out Aaron's main base with SaysO, but now this
Forces are
might
under attack.
shift the aggro on him again.
Guess it's time to bring the worms to action if you want to play with them.
Going on GodFather, let's go.
Yep, they are coming.
Okay. One can be hexed, but that's about it.
Okay, sleep. Lots of sleep. Oh, nice. Nice.
Double
it's
stun,
everything.
not bad. SaysO could be X Factor with the Tinker.
Definitely. And one panda Drunken Haze makes the worms kind of useless for a while.
Yeah, but SaysO is totally split out of position.
Oh, and nice focus on the shadow now. Invul popped and... No, just keep
Yeah.
chasing. Okay, never mind. DC has no TP.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
that's-
mean. Like, I did think it was a bad idea by GodFather to take SaysO out and go for the 1v1.
Ult is ready, but only once.
Like
And
this
the
frost
worms,
armor plus frost
guess.
breath is just very strong.
You can't run from the aura and the worms.
Wow,
You
GodFather
were
looking in a
Wow.
very, very good spot, but the Necropolis is gonna get
It's
taken
okay.
out. Okay.
He still has Echo somewhere at the bottom, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has
Can't even get it.
2 echoes
Huge
plus the
loss.
peasant.
Now he should send the Infernal to the Orc, I feel like that's what you should do first. Oh, he finds
Oh.
a tree as well.
Okay. And there's only 1 wisp left in that Zeppelin and the Keeper upper right.
Some good moves now. Now it's full of action. Now there's no time to sit.
Exactly, let's go. Illusion's helpful, of course. Next
Oh, and
nuke.
SaysO is now.
Actually, you can... Oh, he has no tree to
what-
TP to. He's dead.
What?
He has no... Yeah,
Yep.
he's no tree.
Oh,
Is there any
boy.
hero nearby with the staff? No. But I
Okay.
think
Carrion Swarms can take him out, by the way. He's mechanical, so he still takes damage. One of the few
Oh,
spells.
sick. SaysO
Wow,
losing the
Tinker died.
Tinker is huge.
Okay, now GodFather just needs to be a bit careful and not lose on buildings. Just keep building Necros. Maybe even sell some item that you don't need that much.
Players' forces are under
wow, GodFather in the finals.
Oop.
This would be very, very interesting because we have already 2 action players there.
And so far, making the perfect moves, going for the altar now.
Yep.
If he gets this, oh, that's a shame. Imagine, look at the Zeppelin that's got the tiny great hole in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's quite lucky for
1 HP.
Aaron.
Alta down.
Okay, the new one is here, but he's gonna get supply blocked. Maybe until it's finished.
It's bad luck for SaysO because when I said only Orc can kill Tinker, that's not quite right because if Undead has so many worms, it's,
Yeah.
it's possible too.
Aaron knows about the farm though. Can he reach? No, he can't reach. Look at this. He knows it's there, but
Oh.
He needs
impossible to get.
he needs Serpent Board, I guess.
Oh, he doesn't have it. And yeah, GodFather sitting still.
The
Very
Infernal
comfy
is,
with 2 Zeppelins with workers. Very nice.
the Infernal is expiring. I think he should just pop down another one instantly. Because you just now you need to be hitting buildings constantly, so you don't need the stun as much. I don't know if he has shades still. Not too sure about it. Don't really see any shades.
a player's forces are under attack.
Oh, but he finds the Zeppelin now, and that's the tiny
Ouch.
gone.
Wow!
Oh my
everything
god,
is
he
gone.
killed all of
That's
it.
massive. But
It's
he
like
still
3
could
casts as a
lose.
Kodo.
Still could lose.
And
Now he
tiny.
loses the cigarette, I guess. Nice.
Yes.
Now I don't see his peasants. Okay, one is at the top, but that's just the human one, and the undead is okay. Above SaysO's old main. The acolyte is much more important than the peasant.
Ooh, can you
Oh, but the-
save the Nerubian? No,
He doesn't, but he can kill the panda, I'm sure.
Oh,
With the aura slowing, I mean with the aura speed and blocking.
yeah, the keeper is rushing there, but I mean,
If Keeper rushes, he might die himself.
exactly, yeah. It's just to choose which hero to die.
Blocks are looking fine.
Will be very close. Okay, now he
Oh.
failed the block, so I guess the panda will be safe.
And maybe he
but,
can escape in a Zeppelin. I don't.
but you can't really escape the undead aura.
Yeah, exactly.
He has an
The
invo
DK has
potion.
spell shield, you can't even entangle it.
You can try to Shadow Melt.
But the
yeah,
Shadow
I mean,
Hunter, everyone is in danger.
Oh, so
But
close. He
GodFather
turns
is
around.
no,
Godfather.
Who's that?
So
Iron.
the Shadow Hunter is now getting killed instead of the keeper now.
And he can't TP either, because he's revealed, so he has no main.
Is there invisibility
Crazy
or something? Nope.
Yeah, fun fact, only Aaron knows about the farm.
Oh, okay. He should call it out, I guess. Oh, GodFather, nice sneaky necro here. And he might
Super
even
nice vision
spot...
for Aaron, but what's it worth now?
Yeah, no, it's hard. We have one Blade Master, I guess. Oh, but never mind. He transferred the Tiny Great Hall to the Blade. Good for him. So it wasn't in the Zeppelin, actually.
Wait, where is it? Ah,
On the
nice.
Blade. So that's okay. So he still has some gold and some, you know, not being revealed place. Altar gets found again. getting into painful territory. Blade is almost dry on items. He has only the bare minimum, Staff of TP and Orb of Lightning.
Yeah, and SaysO getting a little bit tilted here.
Yeah, but Aaron finds the Necro at least.
Dude,
Yeah,
these
that's
guys
the
are
advantage of the wards. I mean, has perfect vision, so whenever one of these Zeppelins come and unloads, he will see, and he also knows the location of the Zeppelin, but...
Does he have workers? He has one that's building altar again at the show. I mean, at the Merc. He can have the Great Hall at least. So he can make new workers. But I think he has only one peon.
And this new necropolis might be just out of sight.
Okay, he has more. He has more peons. It's just hard to see on the map, but he has more in his Zeppelin actually.
Oh, Tinker's almost back, getting
Oh,
found.
wait, and
Very
GodFather
loud.
just builds it in the same spot.
Wow,
Which
and
is
the
not
Tinker
a-
is just not getting found in time, but is he?
Oh, needs
Sleeping.
dodge.
Nice
No.
dodge.
Coil,
Oh, did he?
sweet.
He didn't, but he didn't get slapped either.
Yeah, and the worms, will they be in time? No, I don't think so.
Oh, but
No.
the ping might be coming into play here.
Wow, this was
I don't know
close.
why he gave up chasing. Maybe he saw the buildings.
Yeah, I think he's going for the altar first.
Well,
He's
if he
easily gonna
has the
find the
chance-
tree. The tree is moving forward.
Yeah. Should be
If he
hidden.
finishes SaysO, he should have it in the bag, I believe.
Mhm.
Because Orc still doesn't have his tools up.
Yeah, finally, so only now Aaron realized that he scouted the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the tree
Oh.
will die.
Oh
That's
no.
it. There's no wisp.
That's
Yep,
it.
GG.
SaysO
Okay.
out.
Nice moves from GodFather this late
And
game.
Aaron
Played-
can't reach.
Yeah. And now GodFather has it looking pretty well for him.
Yeah, how do you stop this now? Force Hero Arena? I mean, he has the building advantage.
Really well played in the late game. Like all the crucial decisions, he went for the heroes in the correct order. He went for the altar before the TC
Oh,
could get
Zeppelin,
out.
look at this. The Zeppelin can't unload even.
He can't reach.
He's trying to unload. He only
Okay,
gets
a
out the
peon.
peon.
Ah, okay.
No, don't chop tree. Attack farm.
Yeah, I think he wants to.
Chops the tree. He wants to make space for the hero.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Death and DK.
You're a thinker.
Yeah. So
Why
the
did
Blade
this get-
Storm will make sure that this is gonna die. But yeah, the top right necropolis is out of vision of the sentry ward. That's sad.
Oh, that's so
And Iron's
annoying.
base can say goodbye. He has only tiny great hole now.
4
So
peons
this
though.
one he builds normally. This is a normal great hole.
Oh, he only has 90 gold left.
But the worms are insane now.
Yeah,
You
the tiny
can't
great hole
win.
is here.
You're so right. You can't win this as the orc. Can't even win with mirror image lame because the undead can just station heroes at his necro forever and win with infernal alone. I feel like
Exactly.
if he so wants.
Yeah, pretty much the most strategic game here of GodFather I've ever seen.
Maybe he is the real deal after all as well. We only have 2 real deals. One is Sheik for winning the tournament, and one is Stein for being the real deal.
The Holyfield deal.
Proclaimed.
Oh, he might find. No, he just turned around before
Now
finding
all
the
of Iron's
Necro
heroes are
again.
split as well. The Blade Master went back to deal with the Infernal, which expired. So he can just use another one. These wards make it so confusing now. If he didn't lose heroes, they would be so useful. I don't see the TC even. Is he in a Zeppelin?
TC,
I think
he's dead.
He doesn't have it.
revived.
No, it's dead.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. Well, that's pretty bleak. He has no items to sell almost. You can't sell the orb because without that, what do you want to do when there's worms?
Are under attack.
Slow death.
It is.
He's even taking the necropolis to
Siege.
get
why?
the
Okay.
frost and more
Yeah,
HP.
yeah.
I think it's fine.
Not bad idea.
Ah.
He doesn't need. He can sell all periapps if he wants to and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. So it's okay.
Witch
Okay,
Doctor scouts it now finally.
finally.
This is GG, of course. It's just a matter of time now. Because without, there's not even the TC, and there's 6 worms. That was the winning play, and Iron guess he should have called it earlier.
Okay, he gets the
Blade
farm
Storm
is fine.
finally.
Yeah.
But there was the Blade Storm for 2
Maybe
minutes
on
or so.
Sappers he could win. Like
Yes,
as
no.
a last resort option.
He brings the
With 2
Shadow Hunter.
Sappers, if you can take down that hall, I'm not sure.
I mean,
He
is there
does-
a second building for GodFather at the moment?
I don't think so.
But he doesn't have pop space for the Sappers even, so. Don't know.
Yeah, true, but where are the acolytes now? Like, there should be a peon in the... Oh, okay, the peasant is building
peasant.
another farm.
Yeah.
He plays a bit too much.
And there's an Echo is in the Zeppelin.
A town is under siege.
Oh, the Great Hall gets
Okay.
found.
GG, because he found the last hall.
Yeah, very well played from GodFather.
It wasn't the shortest Marshlands game, but it was about 2 hours and something. Not the worst. Iron still has
Players'
something.
forces are under
Yeah.
attack.
Okay.
Ah, ooh.
Smart
Ooh, he
place
finds
to
the
build.
Zeppelin here.
That's
So
the
he kills the
worker
Zeppelin.
and the statue.
Okay.
A town is under siege.
But now he can't reach
Oh,
the...
and the blade is in there.
Yeah,
Gotta be careful.
the image is attacking the necropolis.
But this is why the image buff was so significant, because you have some tools like this to aim in the game, and they deal a lot of damage. Because
Yeah,
they
but
have a
now
high attack
he's
speed.
babysitting.
Yeah.
Players'
farm.
forces are under attack.
Scouting with the DK,
So is
scouting
he
with
gonna
the Zap.
sacrifice the necropolis over the farm?
And I mean, this burrow will not be easy to spot even after Iron is revealed. You can't really see it on the mini-map next to the shop because the icon of the laboratory is blocking it.
You see
So
a
we'll see.
bit, don't
Like you can put dash minimap in order to remove these icons. And
And it's also a little visible, isn't it? Like I see that
Visible.
Didn't even
teal.
know about
Iron.
it. Look at that, he might take out the hall.
Yeah, exactly. That's
GodFather.
what I mean. Like,
But he finished the
No,
farm, so
no.
he got new Zeppelin at the very least.
okay.
TP. I don't know if I like that, but playing carefully, I guess.
It was expensive.
You can't chase the blade when he's windwalked, you know. Maybe he should just... Let's say he should keep 5 worms at home and just go with 1 with his heroes. That would be sensible. Because 5 worms can definitely defend the Blade Master. That's what I would do probably if I had the time to think about it.
Oh, we
And
definitely
just
had
go
time.
with 3 heroes and 1 worm and you can't lose practically.
Aaron is building another great hall.
Oh,
Still
it's-
fighting, still
Yeah,
trying to look for options. The worm, he needs to get luck here with the
yeah.
purchase.
The Purge, yeah. Zeppelin
Hey,
is...
the-
Oh no! He portaled
Glitched out
out!
pretty much.
Crazy. Crazy movement. The mirror image is the only thing he has left. That's his only win condition now. Problem is, GodFather, if he's aware and if he's not throwing completely, he has so many items to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like, oh, he's wasting a lot of time.
Blade
Yeah, like
Master
Blade
can
Storm
reach.
should be ready, right? Like, this
Exactly.
wall should be dead.
Yeah, this hall can be dead in a second. And I don't know. The farm
The
is
TP not
low.
yet. Oh, he uses mirror image instead, which I think is nice because if he uses Blade Storm, he can't get out.
Yeah, this hall is dead. Sooner or later.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh,
I don't feel like
Already
he can
gave it up
repair.
mentally
Yeah.
and focuses on this farm. So the human tech coming in very handy.
I and I like this. Iron is trying to watch out if the Zeppelin comes to the south
A player's forces are
with
Wow.
the blade. That's smart.
Ooh. Shadowhunter caught?
really smart, because he saw that the Acolyte was coming from the right side.
SH
before.
died.
Doesn't
But
really. Yeah, he
as
says it himself.
I
yeah.
agree with this. He doesn't
Exactly.
Yeah.
need it. Although the farm is being camped now, so I'm not sure how he wants to get to that ever.
Good question.
But still, he should build something with the Acolyte.
I mean, I think he can fly in with the Zeppelin if he's sure that's the last building. And then he's dizzy and can Bladestorm the farm. This should work.
Okay, but there's still the burrow for Iron. So this is not elimination yet.
He's losing the Great Hall.
Could the Bladestorm, if you Bladestorm here, that can't reach, right? If you Bladestorm outside.
No,
There's no
I'm
way.
sure it can't.
No way. Yeah.
GG, I
mean-
guess.
Does he have Zeppelin even?
I mean, why is GodFather not building anything here? This is so risky to stay on this single farm. Like, why would you do this? Like, look at this. Now the Blade Master will come into the Zeppelin.
Yeah, could
And if he
happen.
now really dies over the farm, then he can Bladestorm.
Depends if the worms will kill it before. I guess they will.
Yeah, I think he just needs to find the angle that
Needs to find the
it
burrow.
works.
I'm still a witch doctor, by the way. I was thinking
He's
that the-
trying it without the Zeppelin, does he? Oh no, he tried to
Oh,
glitch
okay.
in.
But that doesn't
This
work,
doesn't
sadly.
work, no.
That just it's like if you try to mass TP to another platform while you're not on it, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's really weird, right?
I know. Found the hard way when Quest once built the island on Murgle where there's no Zeppelins. Okay.
So he is still thinking about this way.
Yeah, I think the
Oh,
illusions
okay, I see.
open it up.
No.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
wasting mana.
Yeah. I don't think he's thinking about the possibility, but maybe it's not even a possibility, right?
No, it's
Because
not.
the worms will just kill. I mean, it's just a question of where does the Blade Master get out of the Zeppelin if it dies? Which side
And-
of the forest?
There's not even Orb of Lightning now.
A
There's two
player's
burrows.
forces are under attack.
But no main hole.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Zep
I'm not
gets
sure if Aaron
found.
is thinking about. Okay, now the Zeppelin is losing too much health.
If he loses Zeppelin, it's GG.
By the way, we can't hear you, Neo, in case you
Oh!
have been talking anything.
Yes, I was
The
talking.
past
I
10
have
minutes.
to.
Leo has been chilling. There's not much to say, I guess.
Yeah, I was talking, as you guys could hear. I was wondering if it's a Discord bug or not, but yeah, I'm still there. And it's GG, and we're calling it, and that is the game. I can finally talk again. GG. You guys covered this technical difficulty well, but yeah, GodFather made it. Not just a meme necro rusher, but currently, or one of the top 4 now.
Wow, that's amazing because Lelo is really hating Russias and now he's facing 3 of them. So in the finals, it's gonna be great fun to watch.
Yeah, great fun when Lelu trashes all of them.
Of course. The evil kid always comes out on top.
That's
That's
exactly
how-
true. An FFA game lasts 3 hours and in the end, Lelu wins. It's an old saying.
GodFather, really nice. 13 hero kills. Started off the back foot, kind of, with his Dreadlord being so low. But managed to snipe some really nice hero kills in the mid game.
So what's gonna be our race distribution for the finals then? It's gonna be Undead with GodFather, we have Night Elf with Lelo, we have Human with Bobby, and we have either Night Elf or Human for Neutron. Like,
Neutron,
Neutron's playing a lot of Human again, but I think it's gonna stick to Night Elf for the final game. But we'll see. Gonna get in GodFather here, Mr. Valentin.
Don't know if you guys are still in the call or not, if you have to pick up. We got a 4th finalist, GodFather. What's up, man? I thought you can only necro rush, but you can actually win games as well.
What can I say? Necromancers doesn't work so well in late game, so need to have something easy, just Crow Nova and have the Worms focus the rest, so yeah.
Yeah, it was quite cool to see your farm. in the end. You stole the peasant very early on. Was that always the play with the farm?
Actually, it was because, as we all know, Undead struggles against base races, and it's very obvious where Undead built their buildings on the Blight. So I thought maybe if I can steal a peasant, I can like build a farm or something, which will be untouchable until the end of the game because they won't expect it. And of course, nobody believes Eshan what he says. So yeah.
So you never even wanted a double race. You always just wanted this
No,
insurance.
I never wanted double race because first I suck enough with one race, and second it's like if I build anything, they will team me so hard when they see any kind of building, which is like a first rule in the FFA. If you see like Tinker, you kill the Tinker, and the second rule is if you see double race, you attack the guy with the double race. So obviously it was for a reason for the base race because I cannot win Tinker or Panda or the Keeper. Any of those heroes, I didn't have any chance. I just had chance if somebody was out, and I can hide those worms well enough until the end of the game, which happened, fortunately for me.
Well, I preach that kill the Tinker when you see a Tinker. That's a rule to live by.
But the thing is, Orc is Orc have more chances killing the Tinker, as we know. Tinker can abuse very well, cannot be sleeved, but the thing is, Tinker can be like ensnared, which will stop the stuff, and it can be purged, I think, also. So it's easier for Orc to deal with Tinker, and Undead basically don't have any chance. I mean, we saw many games where Quest let his main base die, so he had any chance of anything, because Undead is not capable of defending 2 against 1, I think, if the Undead doesn't have so big advantage. And as we saw in the game, my Dreadwort was like level 5 for almost whole game, so it was really hard for me to fight any kind of fights if they came to 2 against 1.
rulaZ, any question from your side?
Yeah, now looking forward to the finals. I'm not sure if you already know your opponents. It's gonna be Neutron, it's gonna be Bobby, OG, and it's gonna be Lilu. So who are you going to rush out?
In the past, I would rush like Neutron because we had some beef with him. I remember he like rushed me out on some Back to Warcraft stream before. I forgot what was the tournament, but now we're cool, so probably I won't rush him. But Lilu is like very, how to say, if I rush him, he will just abuse me until the end of the game. I've seen many streams like from Todd. I mean, Lilu has like 2 buildings and he just 2-0 Todd or whoever players rush him out. So I would definitely not rush Lilu. So probably I will just, I like to rush orcs or humans because it's easier with necro push to kill them. You saw like the god of FFA died in the first attack, so I don't know how can he call himself god. And you know the all-time great like Stein or whatever his name is, he also dies to first attack. So those people are, I don't know, self-proclaimed guys. I never played Water so much, and you know. So, but yeah, I like to. Maybe if Bobby is close to me, I would probably rush him for sure.
Yeah, interesting, because I think 2 of the other 3 players are planning the same, so it's gonna be a great fun and hopefully aggressive game with a lot of action. And yeah, I'm looking very forward to this final, and congratulations and good luck for that.
Thank you so much. I tried to make this game like action-packed, like most of my games, which are on the Back to Warcraft stream, because of course people need to be entertained, at least when it's on stream. Of course, when it's ladder or some other custom game, of course you can sit 4 hours and just chat. Like we saw some guy in our game did the same. He was dead and he chatted until the end. But anyway, thank you, and it was a nice game. I want to congratulate SaysO playing with this ping and getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning just to play this game. And also Iron, he played really well and had his chances. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the final, and we'll see.
All right. So before you go, I know you're a little bit involved in the age of esports. Do you want to promote that a little bit while you're here?
Well, today today we had like the first cup, like open cup, and we had a really good level on it. Like Dice played, like Wukayo played, Scars played as well. Of course, the most famous player was Razorman and Mr. Winner. Those were the two stars of the tournament. But if you want, guys, you can join. We have like after 2 weeks. Again in Sundays because we didn't want to take all the players in Fridays, so we made it Sunday. So we have a Soul Cup, and I think $150 are split between the first 4 players. It's for any levels, of course. We would like Happy not to sign up, but if he signs up, it's okay. And yeah, so if you want, you can join. It's in Liquipedia page. Everything is posted there. Of course, thanks to Stovka. He's the most imbalanced admin in Liquipedia. So yeah, if you want, join there. Check if you have the time, and see you there as well.
All right, man. Take care. We see each other next Saturday.
Yes, see you then.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, GodFather in the final 4 alongside Lelu, Neutron, and Bobby. Friday, we have the weekly cup, so the stream is busy, but we want to give the grand final the big stage as it deserves, and it's also kind of a nice tradition to have that grand final on Saturday evening. That leaves us with one more thing to do, and that is to tell people where they can find all the information and all the important links about the FFA scene.
Do the honors, rulaZ.
Liltik, go ahead.
Okay. Well, it's on ffamasters.net, but most importantly, there's a link to the FML Discord where there's all the events in the calendar. And there's many events. Recently, we had even Todd hosting a very nice 24 players FFA. There, it was full of solo players as well, and anyone could join. And it was quite a success, and he said he will host another one, so maybe there's that to look forward. And there's open signups for the Back to Warcraft weekly games where rulaZ tries to get new players. So feel free to sign up for that if you want. You don't have to be a known FFA player at all to get in these, and there's some qualifiers as well. So lots of stuff to participate in if you're interested. And again, I encourage everyone to try out the ladder. There's more non-FFA players than ever. And it's quite active now. You can usually find in the normal, like in the EU hours, especially after work, you can find games pretty easily within 10 minutes. So
Yeah, and talking about the ladder, we also have a season 15 ladder challenge running, and it has a prize pool of $550 at the moment.
Damn.
Where the winner, so the rank 1 after season 15, is gonna get 50% of the prize pool. 30% goes to the second place, 20% goes to the third place, and there's an additional bounty, like $100 for the best or the top ranked human player in this whole challenge. So yeah, there is a little bit of money on the line. Big shout outs to SaysO, EP, Quest, and Aaron for contributing to this prize pool. So yeah, go ahead, check it out. W3Champions is the place to play FFA. And yeah, see you there.
Big pleasure once again to hang with you guys and cast with you guys and watch these FFA games with you guys. Liltik, you're streaming as well, right? Where can people follow you?
Oh, on Lil/Tick, but I don't actually stream Warcraft usually, so don't bother, because I stream whatever in Czech, so usually I play Age of Empires.
Well,
But
maybe
nice of you to notice.
Yeah, maybe if you understand Czech and you like this guy, give him a follow. If you just want to be nice, just give him a follow and turn off the notifications or whatever. This guy is good. All right, guys, take care. Tomorrow is a day off. Tuesday, I'll be back and cast the TP League replays as we take a break from the FFA Weekly. And then next weekend, 3 days, W3Champions Finals again, 2-on-2, 1-on-1, and FFA. We need some champions, and we're gonna crown them next weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support, and spread the word that Warcraft is pretty damn awesome, and have them play on W3Champions.